Okay, we should be live. Also, I have Golden Darrow mogging us right now in the thumbnail. Okay, how's the audio sound, first and foremost? Do we all sound good? Testing audio. Perfect. All right. Rangi's not. Rangi's only quiet when we want him to talk. It's his curse. At all other times, he doesn't shut up. Yeah, I just know Rangi's gone if he's not yapping because he can't go more than like 10 minutes without saying something. Yes, right. Dake. Okay, that might be an issue. So am I still the only one? I mean, I can edit this out, but at the same time, I want to get this fixed now. See, this is why for the foreseeable future, we need to start every stream like this. No. Do I have to? How do I do? Do I just hit restart?
And this is why he can't clown on me anymore about me forgetting the audio.
Well, no, because to be fair, the way I did originally, you could hear everyone. Everyone just sounded terrible.
Yeah, it was coming from your computer's microphone.
Oh my god.
Okay, check it now. I hit restart.
He did do that.
So, Falcon, you guys should be coming through now.
Okay, I'll double check.
I hear me. I hear me, so.
I can only assume people hear me.
Okay, we can hear people now, and I can hear myself, so I think we're good.
Shit, that was the wrong button.
So you can hear everyone talking?
Yeah, we're good. This stream is fine.
All right.
I can mute the stream now.
Yes.
I know, yeah.
Okay, so what
weird audio happening.
What we're gonna do this stream is we're gonna have Falcon be Tard Wrangler. If we go on any tangents for too long, he'll hit the clip, play it for us, Falcon.
Stay on target.
This has gone super well so far, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, still on target, yeah.
I mean, whenever he plays it, we wrap up our tangents, so it's effective.
That's, yeah.
Also, we're already off to 6 people.
I try to use it when it's only absolutely necessary. But anyways,
tonight,
chapter 12. Let's just jump into it.
Yeah, Dake, do you wanna start us off with chapter 12? I feel like this is a very Dake chapter. It's one of the most sci-fi chapters in book 1. Probably is the most.
It's definitely up there.
It's like RoboCop. They like rebuild them.
I suppose
we have the technology.
I mean, the prior chapter had the cyberpunk vibe.
Well, it did. But I'm just saying, like, this is like they literally take him apart to like his base elements and rebuild him. We can make him better.
These are the chapters where Darrow, I mean, like Ian said, pretty literally, well, not pretty literally, very literally gets kind of disassembled and rebuilt in several ways.
Part 2 is called Reborn for a reason.
Yeah, he's not quite the same after the carving. But
no, he is not. Okay, let's see. What's the most interesting thing to talk about first? I think it's
the sigils,
I think it's very
maybe?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I
mean,
yeah, the sigils element. I do like the I've died twice.
Yeah.
like if they didn't have if the science to like keep him alive wasn't so advanced, you'd have just died instantly.
This is also won't be the last time Darrow dies by a technicality.
Yeah, I mean, dying and reborn is very thematic for Darrow as a character. It will happen a lot.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even say thematic. I would say habitual.
Yeah, he just kind of has a habit of
Mitchell
like
is probably
like
Yeah.
he just
Well,
like
I
people
do say thematic because there are times where he doesn't die, but he has like an ego death and has to like rebuild himself from the like.
that's pretty much how every part in this book happens.
Yeah,
you pretty much you change parts when Darrow has an ego death.
Yeah, I feel every part is in some way involves Darrow like getting completely shut down of almost every book.
Yeah,
it's interesting because even in part one, he was kind of
his uncle hung
top
him.
point he could get to. Well, I was gonna say he was at the top point he could get to within the low red society as a Helldiver, as far as like people respecting.
Well, yeah, I mean it's a position of respect. It doesn't actually gain him anything more.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the potential to produce more, but that's an illusion. As we found out, you actually can't produce more. They won't let you.
Yeah, but the hierarchy is structured. Power.
Yeah, social power for what little that's worth down there. And
I would say for a kid his age, he basically had all you could have.
Oh yeah, he had a wife. He was the Helldiver.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He loses everything.
Well, he didn't have his dad, but that was kind of his first loss. It was like he actually reflects later.
I was gonna say. The point is, he has an ego death there with the
Laurel Tide.
Yeah.
But I think that's a fun line. I forget where and which book it is, but Darrow says like he thinks like he lost his innocence at 6 when they hung his dad. He was never the same since. It's like damn. It's like he's been edgy the hedgy since 6 years old. But go on, Dake. We already got off tangent.
I actually thought the best way to approach this was talking about Mickey for these chapters.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's a fair starting point.
I find him a very interesting character, a very layered character, and I know we're sticking with the chapters we're on and not skipping ahead for anything that influences his character later. But Mickey is, what would I say?
Eccentric.
He is definitely eccentric, but he's an interesting character because he's driven. And if you go through the chapters we're talking about, he's driven in a sense that is kind of outside of himself. It's
very abstract, his goals.
Yeah. I mean, one of his goals is to make an iron gold.
He is starting to reclaim like his sense of autonomy. He is starting to reclaim autonomy in his own life.
Yeah.
From what Gold had him do the entire time.
And part of that is making Darrow, because he's like, well, the Gold said I can't. I can never make a gold, so I'm going to.
He takes a jab at the quality control board.
They said it was forbidden, and they also said it was impossible.
And he just,
someone
so
like that.
Yeah, he's like, it's illegal and impossible. He's like, I'm gonna, yeah.
Like, you said I can't. Well, you said I definitely can't. Well, fuck you, bro.
Yeah.
I really like that about Mickey. I think it's a fascinating part of his personality, and I think it holds throughout the rest of the books. But I won't say anything about that.
Also, Evie is in this scene.
She is, although only very, very briefly.
Oh shit! I forgot about my visuals. That could have been bad.
You did download them, right? You actually have, you have them ready, or
yeah.
Okay, just checking.
I really like how much of the scenes between Mickey and Darrow are. Sorry, I'm not hedging for time. I'm just trying to figure out the right words. I like how much they delve into their personal senses of philosophy in all of this. Like particularly when Darrow starts to actually start warming to Mickey. It's like, this is, what was the line? This is when I began to believe
I didn't hate him then, or something like that. He kind of talks about like liking and not hating him, like rather than like just moments of like putting aside his hatred.
It's interesting the way it's said, because like there's kind of a hint of like, is it Stockholm syndrome, or
he's also like drugged out of his mind, so he's kind of like weird emotional patterns.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to hedge very carefully between the things I can say and things that might be spoilers for a couple of chapters later.
Yeah, I mean you can vaguely allude to stuff as long as you don't get into specifics. We're doing foreshadowing in these streams.
Big lore.
Well, the other thing I really like about Mickey is a character who has yet to be fully introduced, and it is someone who is very, very influential on Darrow's character going forwards. I think you guys probably know who I mean.
Yeah, I think so. But there's a few of those characters that could fit that description.
The first Pink.
Oh yeah. Well, you can bring him up. He's in this section.
No, I know.
He's next chapter. We'll talk about him then.
No, it's the angel wing woman that's in this.
Evie is technically the first Pink.
Yeah, Evie is the first Pink.
Evie is the first Pink. Yeah, but I meant
also
first.
Is it Evie or Avie? Because I always thought it was pronounced Avie.
I say Evie.
It's like Avie.
Like Adam and Eve.
To explain my reason for Avie is because it sounds like avian, and she's introduced with like bird wings. So that's kind of
I don't blame you for that, but she is like spelled like Eve, like EVE, and then you just add a Y, so it would be pronounced Evie.
I refer you to the Mummy movies where someone with that name is called Evie.
Yeah, Evie.
Okay. Well,
that's what I just said.
I haven't seen those, but yeah, I need to watch them at some point.
Dude,
the first two are good.
The first Mummy was awesome.
The first two are very good.
I have yet to see the second, but I will eventually.
But yeah, let's get back on track.
I'm just looking. I'm so tempted to put Mod Job on the screen again.
No, he's gone. We have to warn him. Part to play is over.
I think it's fascinating how much of Mickey's character is. Again, sorry, trying to find the right words. I think it's fascinating how much of his character is him.
How he
implicitly and explicitly rebelling against the Golds. Like it is very heavily implied in his introduction that he partially does what he does because he can as a fuck you to them.
Well, yeah, I mean they removed him from his station and like he was destined for great things, and then they fucked him over, so now he's getting his get back.
Well, yeah, but think between the lines, though. Everything he tells Darrow, everything he explains about who he is and how he became who he is through a lens of Gold made me this.
Well, yeah, because his time at the circus, it sounds lovely on paper, but like it was not all that. Yeah,
the hallucinogenics they had them on, you know what I mean? Like they had them tripped out of their fucking brains for half their lifetime just to be more creative.
And then he says, like, I wonder if they'll regret that because like he dreamed of basically what he's going to turn Darrow into.
I wonder indeed.
I also like how Mickey, when he talks about his past, he mentions that he has this dream about who he thought was Darrow. And it's like a man from hell, lover of fire.
Yeah,
it's a neat...
the god of war.
Yeah.
There's an extent where Mickey is a trope, and he's a trope I like. He's kind of the
mad scientist,
artistic mad scientist, the one who a mad scientist. But
I get what you mean.
He sees it as like his stuff's a work of art rather than just progressing science for science. Yeah,
versus anything else. Yeah,
because those are like the two main forms of the mad scientist trope. There's the one who does it to advance science by any means necessary, and then there's the one who does it as like the ultimate form of expression.
For the love of the game.
Yeah, pretty much. Those are the two.
And Mickey Mickey does it both for the love of the game and because fuck those guys in particular.
Yeah,
he certainly does. Mickey has a lot of fuck those guys.
Also, we can all agree how great of a character Mickey is because like literally last stream we read almost every single one of his lines out because they were just all iconic.
To highlight a line of Mickey's, I like when he says, "This will be fun for me, not you."
That makes me chuckle every time I read it.
I kind of like where he reiterates EO's line about the low reds, though.
Hi, is anybody there? Yeah, we're here, Mr. Josh Perry in the chat.
Wow.
Hello there. Hello there.
What was the line? Would you have been happier if you knew you were a slave?
It's better not to make slaves.
Stars would be happy if they knew what the high reds knew, that they were slaves. So is it not better to lie?
Darrow's comeback is one of my favorite Darrow lines of all of them. It's better not to make slaves. It's like such a good snapshot to his like straightforward way of thinking how it's the world he envisions and like he's gonna get it no matter how unrealistic it is.
Just in general,
No,
just
it's
general
right and it's
dialogue
good
of
and it's a
chapters
tight
are
line, but like
Mhm.
I wonder if that line is
dichotomy
gonna come
between them that
back.
I like.
What?
I wonder if that line is. I
Oh,
thought it was
probably-
dead. I
probably
wonder if that
not.
line is gonna come back in this book, particularly.
No, probably not. That'd be silly.
Yeah, not at all. Surely.
Hmm.
And I just noticed that. But anyways, we'll move on. That's a bit. We'll talk about that later.
There's a lot. Pierce has like. Here's the one thing I would. My favorite and least favorite thing about Pierce's writing style is that on the one hand, I kind of dislike he doesn't do enough prose. Like he just like at least in book one, like he's very minimal on the amount of like detail he'll give on the setting around you, which is a shame because he creates some pretty cool settings, but he gets better as he goes on, obviously. But the contrast to that is, even though he doesn't do a lot of like prose and descriptions, every line he does include is pretty meaningful and has a lot of layers to it for the most part. So it's like he doesn't go on as much. He's not as
a lot of
expressive.
A lot of the book is pretty important.
Yeah, he's not as expressive, but there's stuff to be gleaned from every single line, just about, which is its own form of accomplishment. Like rereading this, it's like you really could talk almost about every line. It's a reference to something, foreshadowing of this, expression of this.
Yeah,
deeper
even
theme.
back to the very beginning of the book, which you would think if he started writing the book there, which like how he wrote it is how according to him, that's how he started. He just started writing. You would think it would have less. That would be super relevant later, but there's just so much in the early chapters even that's like, wow, it's just like so much is being developed here and foreshadowed.
Yeah, you would think it would be more just like the overarching idea of the stories getting established and less so like a lot of individual foreshadowing moments, but like even like seemingly in minuscule lines, like Darrow talk about how he's not cautious, he's just like dexterous, right? Like that's like he's basically telling you he's a gambling man and he can do so because he can back it up. Like that's kind of your first.
He's that line kind of shows that he can think on his feet in the moment. Like if something bad happens, he can probably get out of it.
Yeah, because he'll adjust, and he's a risk taker, and he can adjust on the fly, which is what makes him so dangerous.
It also kind of highlights one of his biggest kind of negative personality traits too. At the same time.
Well, yeah, I mean,
for sure.
He's a gambling man because gambling goes both ways. He gets
and he'll risk everything, and it can pay off, but sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it backfires.
Yeah, he's a massive risk taker, and he will also oftentimes just make decisions in the moment without consider.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he'll make a decision, he'll stick to that decision, and consequences be damned. Like he knows what he has to do, and he's gonna see it through regardless of how much it costs him. He can worry about the costs later, which they all come back to haunt him. But anyway, I'm gonna pull the Falcon card now and let Dake get back to going through the chapter.
Stay on target.
There we go.
Too close. Stay on target.
Yeah. Well,
that's bad timing.
Let's get back into it. Now it's great timing.
No, it wasn't. I was eating a pair of crackers at the time.
Oh.
Dake,
okay.
Don't call your people
I was talking
that.
about something else.
I can call my people whatever the hell I want.
Rusters.
Okay, with these two, what's the next thing I want to address?
I like someone has to dot God's eyes. That's a fun line for Mickey.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. It's pretty. Oh, I think I lagged out when that happened, but yeah, it's a good line.
It is a good line. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out the right way to phrase some of these parts. I like a lot the introspection Darrow has about the change to gold.
Mm-hmm.
The eyes in particular stands out.
Yeah.
You know, when he realizes I can see so much more than I could before. And that's the beginning of when he starts to understand that all of this is what it takes to make me approach coming close to what they are.
Yeah. And it's just like he's literally seeing the world through golden eyes. Like he's like seeing the world through their perspective now. Literally.
And he even realizes like, yeah, I get why they're up top and we're on the bottom because they are just.
Well, that's it. Yeah, He's finally starting to see why, not why, but how, I guess is the right word.
Yeah, they're genetically superior in every way.
Yeah.
Well, and they've been built that way because of
years of forced Darwinism is how Mickey puts it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Actually, that's something I will call Pierce on, because that one annoyed the hell out of me. That's not what Mickey calls it. He calls it years of forced Darwinianism.
Does he spell it wrong?
Did he?
Yes, drastically so, yes.
Let me find that.
Pierce does have some weird spelling mistakes and grammar issues, like throughout the book series.
Mine says Darwinism, not Darwinianism. Maybe there's an older typo.
Let me scroll back.
Let me
scroll back on the Kindle, because I know I have this here. I saw it a few minutes ago.
I don't know who to believe right now, because like he does make a lot of spelling and grammar mistakes, but at the same time Falcon says he's physically looking at it. Which page?
Yeah,
Falcon?
my book, it's Darwinism.
What page?
Which is
Oh, there we go. No, I have it. Hang on. It's on the Kindle, so I'm gonna have to take a photo on the phone to prove this to you guys in server.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a picture too.
Falcon, which page?
It's 85 of the book. But yeah, that's the typical spelling.
Yeah, no, in the book, in the physical copy,
it's possible one of them is wrong.
It spells Darwinism. Maybe
there you go. It's in the chat.
What the fuck's wrong with the phone? Piece of shit. What's going on?
I just scroll by.
Oh yeah, no. Dake's right. Yeah, in his copy it's spelled wrong, but me and Falcon's copy it's spelled right. Let me check the deluxe edition to see if it also is spelled right in that one.
It'd be interesting if it was spelled wrong in the deluxe, because that means in later versions it was recorrected.
Small spelling things don't bug me, but that one is significant enough that it annoyed me when I noticed it.
Well, that's weird, because they've got, it's like, why are there versions that are like could be updated, like the Kindle would be wrong?
I guess editors caught it. Editors caught it later on, or someone else came in.
My point is, like, let's say the Kindle's like first.
Kindle
let's say the Kindle's the first edition. Yeah. So my point is, you could just update the Kindle to be a latter edition of the book that doesn't have that error. Like that just feels weird.
Yeah, you could. It'd make sense.
You know, and the deluxe edition's also spelled right, so it's just a Kindle.
Weird.
But yeah, no, Pierce will make a lot of weird mistakes. His worst example is he
I'm trying to remember. There's one you pointed out to me.
No, Falcon. Like, wow. There's a dead character from Golden Sun that appears in Iron Gold, and it's just a typo, and it's really embarrassing.
Okay, then that's not one you mentioned. That's not the one I'm thinking of. Then
there's a lot. There's a major instance in almost every book of like, holy fuck, Pierce, how'd you get that wrong?
Well, there's one I pointed out too, and I think I was reading them and talking in the chat about that. I was like, why is this wrong? It was like it was a major character name and spelled wrong. I don't know.
But I'm just saying that's the most egregious. Like Darrow is like with a group of people and he lists all the people.
I mean, I kind of blame the editors more than Pierce, because like I've written stuff and I've spelled it wrong before.
Well, no. It's not he spelled it wrong. He named a character that was in Darrow's group that already died in Golden Sun. So it's just like he's like you
it's
go
like
there.
An actual it's an actual
it's
continuity error.
Yes, he there's like 8 people with him and he like tells them all to go. He's like you go here, you go there, and one of the people he lists is someone who died.
I think you're talking about one of the howlers.
Yes.
But
yes, it's a dead howler that just comes back to life for a page.
I'll keep my eyes out for that. That's funny.
Because it was one of the more prominent howlers. Anyway, stay on target.
Stay on target.
Go on, Dake.
Stay on target. We're too close.
Okay.
Stay on target.
What did I have to say next? I think the next thing we get really that's kind of consequential is Darrow and Harmony start talking.
Oh, but before you go to that, I would. He's like, "Why is life so horrible? Why do they do all this? Why do they treat us like they're slaves?" And he's like, "Power." And Darrow goes, "Power isn't real. It's just a word," which is another kind of interesting insight into Darrow's view of the world. Like his bluntness is like very.
Which page?
It's
He does.
1987.
He does change his mind on that one, though.
He
He
does.
definitely changes his mind.
He changes his mind on that one.
But it's definitely good insight.
There's a reason I was trying to skip past that because he doesn't hold to it for very
Or
long.
could go next potentially.
But it's funny because some of
I wouldn't say it lasts very long because this very book is about him coming to terms with that, among other things. But
I'm just saying, I was highlighting that because it's interesting because he has a bunch of like blunt retorts to Mickey's question, like rhetorical questions, and like some of them
He does initially, but as the scenes go on longer with the two of them, you'll notice that Darrow has less and less to say back to Mickey.
No, I agree with that, but that wasn't my point. It was that of the retorts he has, it's interesting to see which ones he keeps to and which ones he doesn't. Like obviously he changes his mind on power not being real. He absolutely comes around on that. But like him saying it's always better not to make slaves regardless of the consequences and the cost, he sticks to that throughout the series.
Not even that, man. Like the alien feeling of having the eyes and the hair implanted, like he gets past all of that as well quite quickly.
Yeah, but my point is he Mickey's like waxing philosophically, and Darrow has like very naive, blunt retorts. Some of them will change as he gets more world weariness and wisdom, but others he'll stick to no matter how much contradicting evidence there are. Like his dedication to making there be no slaves in the galaxy has a lot of consequences and cost, and no matter what the price is, he's going to pay it and continues to pay it, book in, book out, and it's a hefty cost.
That is true.
Like, was it worth it? I don't know. I'm 5 books in. I don't know if the price was worth it. Like, how much is freedom really worth if the cost is that high? It's like Pierce really pushes that question to the extreme, which is what makes this series so engaging.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
But anyway, go on. I just wanted to highlight that, like, Darrow, despite Darrow being kind of like an unformed character, he's very much like the clay that Mickey and other characters will physically, mentally, and spiritually sculpt. Some stuff is just base Darrow that will stay throughout the series. It's just Darrow core, if you will. But yeah, I just want to highlight that.
So now we want to cut to the first the conversation with Harmony that happens in the middle of the chapter.
Harmony. She was a really interesting character in this book.
One other thing I want to highlight, because this is this will actually be like the thematic highlight of later in the book, is he says you were bitten by a pit viper when you were young, I assume. He says, I was, yes. And he's like, I thought so. Your heart had to adjust to counteract effects of the poison. Darrow says, my uncle sucked out most of the poison when I was bitten. And Mickey's like, no, that's a myth. The poison cannot be sucked out. It still runs through your veins, forcing your heart to be strong if you want to continue to live. You're something special, just like me. And like, but the thing is that Darrow highlights that he said his uncle sucked most of the poison out, meaning he left a little in, which is like, I wonder if that will get brought up again later.
But
I
also
was always under the impression that was supposed to be
that also kind of
sets
up that why Darrow survives.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's literally like one of the part quotes.
But what Iron is talking about is mentioned later on.
I think part 4's quote highlights that.
It might have,
it does.
It does come back later, yeah.
But I was saying, like, I think in like Morningstar, it's mentioned.
I'm just gonna say it now because, like, without context, this doesn't really spoil anything. But part 4's quote is: "The elder woman of Lycos say that when a man is bitten by a pit viper, all the poison must be drawn out of the bite, for the poison is wicked. When I was bitten, Uncle Naro left some in on purpose." So that's the
one. Anyways, So,
but wait, so the line about the viper thing though is that I think that's a major thematic line too.
It is
the books.
Yeah, all the part.
It's a bit of a recurring line.
All the part quotes are thematic stuff in every book.
Yeah. It's just who is talking is different depending.
Okay, but yeah, we can go to the Harmony conversation now.
There's a lot of the parts of the Harmony stuff in this initial conversation that I think is kind of skippable because it's all meta stuff that we know already about them. But there is a line I think stands out really well, which is Darrow asks where Harmony has been, and she says she was out finding donors.
Yeah, she was killing gold.
Any kind of
Yeah. The implication is he was out.
Yeah.
oh,
true.
the implication. You know, that's. Oh, if only we could throw up the fucking Sunny gif for that one, because the implication is very strong in that one.
Oh yeah, they won't because of the implications.
But no, I like it. I like it a lot, and it really starts. It starts to set up the differences in philosophy and methodology between Dancer, Harmony, and Mickey. They all have slightly different goals when it comes to Darrow, and they all have very, very different approaches.
I guess you can get into that specific conversation that highlights that, because it's the next page.
I have to scroll back for the next page.
For me, it's on page 91.
Well, oh no, I don't. Well, no, this is all.
You know the conversation I'm talking about, right?
Are you talking about the concentration machines?
Well, no, Harmony and Mickey and Dancer. Harmony and Mickey get in an argument, and then they weigh their
Oh
sense
yeah, he is. Yeah. He is not your boy. The argument. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it kind of feeds into what I'm saying. Like
well, that's why I was highlighting it. You were going. I thought you were naturally going to that point because it was the next page.
I should have been. Yeah, I was kind of waiting for you guys to actually go off on a tangent, to be honest. Harmony, Dancer, and Mickey all have their own goals for what Darrow is supposed to be, and you start to see the what's the word I want here? You start to see the disconnect, I guess, between their various goals and their approaches to get there. Harmony wants basically a sort of vengeance.
She wants the ultimate soldier to enact as much vengeance as possible.
Yeah. Mickey wants to prove that he can do what is considered to be impossible.
He created God.
An element. There is an element of revenge in there as well for him. And Dancer, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Would we say Dancer wants to emancipate the Reds? Like that is his goal. Fair. But would we say that there is an element of revenge
for sure.
to his?
The underlying tone
yes.
for all. This is my view. The underlying tone for all of them is revenge, but how they want to go about that revenge and what ultimately matters to them, right? Like Dancer's form of revenge is liberating the Reds. That's his form of revenge. Mickey's form of revenge is proving that gold is not this like special thing. Anyone could create a gold. Like he's going to create the best gold.
No,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's definitely not
like
anyone can create a gold. It is definitely I can create a gold.
Oh, well,
not
sorry,
only I can create a gold, but I can recreate an iron gold.
Okay, so sorry, I'll rephrase it. So gold is not the only one that can create golds. I think a better way to phrase that, because the only golds are allowed to make golds. Like the quality control controls how golds are made, how many golds are made, how many golds die every year. Like that's all controlled by the quality control board.
Do you guys ever consider how much that completely fails to be the case in later books?
Well, they abandoned that because of reasons.
Not even abandoned. I would go so far as to say they retcon it because like a whole bunch of characters probably shouldn't be alive if that was actually the case.
Well, I think it's the go to show that like it's kind of like the what's it called, the what's the fucking word, like when a government sets out to do something, they don't achieve that goal because their own kind of
I think the phrase you're looking for is the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
No, that's not all I'm looking for. I don't think
you need to be more. I don't know. Like you're not.
The government, like basically, the government is not as effective as they believe they are. Is kind of where I was going with that.
I would also
that word is incompetence.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that's. I wouldn't say they're incompetent. I would say
it sounds like hubris. Then?
Yeah,
like
hubris.
They're better than they are.
Yeah, I think they think their means of enacting their will is not as great as they think it is.
Well, it's interesting because in this
the Sovereign
kind
of
almost
shows that a lot. Like she doesn't have as much control as she thinks she does.
Yeah, I would just say
Sure, yeah, I can see that.
hubris, ego.
Yeah, but my
arrogance.
okay, so I'll rephrase the Mickey point because I that's kind of what I wanted to get at is that like gold is not special in that way that like only gold can make gold. Like Mickey is a violet, he's in the middle of the totem pole, but he is special not because of like some color supremacy, but he is talented because he is him, and like anyone as talented as him regardless of color could make a gold. He's just one of the most talented because he's like basically one of the most gifted artists out there, creatives, science minds, what have you, in that field. And then Harmony's for vengeance is just she wants to kill as many golds as possible, which we'll meet another character who has a similar goal for possibly connected reasons.
I think there are clear archetypes to be drawn here from these characters. So Harmony is incredibly one-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
She is purely immediate vengeance. Like she wants to feel that she has taken revenge.
She's like a foil for Darrow, very mechanically, and that's kind of what she serves.
Well, she's initially a foil for Dancer because
but
right now Darrow
more-
is Harmony.
Yeah.
Darrow
Mhm.
aligns himself with Harmony. Like he sees himself as her right now.
Yeah.
And then he meets
Dancer.
a very good explanation for why he shouldn't be that.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, Dancer is basically the first of many people who prevent Darrow from going down the wrong path.
I disagree with that. I would say the second.
What, Narrow's the first?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm surprised in you in particular.
Well, I meant
we all know how
Darrow
much you
was-
fucking love Uncle Narrow.
Well, because I was considering part one kind of like the prologue to like his story. Like it's like his story really begins in part two. Like he's left home. Like, but like yes, if you want to extend his story to like the very beginning, like while he's still in Kansas, essentially. Yes, then it would be Narrow. I was just kind of going on like the first person he meets on his journey because, like, I don't know, like, cause like when you do the hero's journey, you typically don't count the mentor characters they live with because it's kind of like you kind of consider that like home is kind of separate from the journey, and the journey doesn't end until you return home in a traditional hero's journey story.
Mentor characters they initially live with, I guess I would agree, but there are caveats and exceptions to that. Like it wouldn't be a blanket rule.
No, I'm just saying it's just a general rule that usually like you like the meeting the mentor is like kind of like the first step of the journey, and the mentor is an external figure. Like they have like Uncle Narrow is absolutely his first parental figure, but like I would say he's a more parental figure than a mentor is more of like a non-familial connection typically. That's just, I mean, I'm just getting semantical of this. Like, yeah, I absolutely agree that his first like guidance role is Narrow.
Do I have to push the button again?
Yeah,
I'm wrapping up, but yeah, just
this might be a stay on target moment.
Yeah, I agree. All right, I'll wrap up my statement. I agree, Dake. If you want to go off of like guidance role, I was just kind of going off of like a semantical understanding of like what you considered to be like a mentor, because like in the business world, a mentor would be like someone you work with, a teacher, that kind of thing. Like your parents wouldn't be considered a mentor, but that's just me getting semantics.
The business world, that's just what the word means. But my point is, Narrow isn't his parent, and he is very much a foundational and directional influence.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
Without his influence, Darrow would never have been inclined to. Well, had he survived, he would never have been inclined to go down the road that he does, you know?
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. I was just getting semantical. I 100% agree that Uncle Narrow, as the way you define the word, would be the first.
You're killing me a little bit when you keep saying semantical. That's not a word, bro.
Semantically?
Just semantic or semantically, depending on context.
I sometimes just like make up words because I think they sound right.
Everybody does that sometimes.
Hey, Shakespeare! If Shakespeare can do it, I can do it. Shakespeare invented like 1,000 words in the English language that we commonly use today. Like assassinate.
Either he did, or several monkeys in a cage did. Who knows?
But anyway, continue.
Continue. Listen to this, chat. The imperial demands I get from this monkey.
I am your golden leader. Obeys me is your highest virtue.
He is not a gold chat. He is a dirty pink.
I'm golden red.
Yeah.
Call me spoilers.
Yeah, don't say that. Dave. That would be.
All right, I guess the next thing worth drawing attention to for where we are is
Mickey's stallion
Darrow's
analogy.
No, I was gonna subtly and quietly skip past that one.
Oh, I like that.
I was
analogy.
gonna say, I was gonna say it's Darrow's realization that as things progress, Harmony is quite a bit below him and also quite a bit behind him. It's the first step, not the first step, the first instance we get of Darrow truly understanding the wider world behind what's going on and why aligning entirely with her ideology might not be the best way to go. And that sets a tone for,
I don't know if
really
I agree with
everything
that, because
afterwards.
literally the page before that, she says, "Only Harmony doesn't anger me. She is like me, brimming with a rage that makes all else so inconsequential." That has nothing to do with his abilities.
And it's a next to instant change, and it's entirely over philosophy. It's like, well, actually,
No, because I think what he's talking about is
that's
he's physically leaving her behind. Like, I think he's still a ball of rage right now.
He is definitely talking about physically leaving her behind, but he is at a point where he's not. Do I want to? I don't think mature is the right word. Darrow right now is at a point where he is not, I guess, insightful enough to realize that while he is physically leaving her behind, he is also showing up her beliefs.
How?
Like Darrow being such a success even early on is very consequential to who Harmony becomes ultimately.
I can kind of see that.
I'm trying to be vague here, but I think you guys know what I mean.
I see where you're going with it. I just don't necessarily know if I agree. I think it foreshadows where it goes. I just don't think neither Harmony nor Darrow thinks that in this moment. I think you could be right that like there is.
No,
it kind of
not
plants
in
a
not
seed.
in this moment. No, it's very much a foreshadowing thing. No, this is not where either of their minds are at the moment.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that because this is
especially
down the
line
road.
especially the line after "She's like me." It goes, "That night I cry." Like Darrow is very much focusing on lesser things, you could say.
Mm-hmm. Well, his aspirations are more red in nature right now.
In a lighter vein, there's another line. It's not incredibly consequential, but it does have foreshadowing, and it makes me laugh. Also, double pun, and they were both intended with the lighter vein line. But Darrow making reference to the fact that his new eyes are taking time to get used to, and his own eyes are in a jar somewhere. That made me laugh.
Wait, what line is that? Wait, where is that? I think
First time round, obviously, is not funny. Second time round, it's very funny.
Wait, where is that line? I don't remember that line.
Hang on, let me scroll back. I don't have a page counter because I'm doing Kindle.
Falcon, you know what page it is?
I'm trying to find it.
I just blocked it out of my mind. I'm usually pretty good at remembering all this stuff, especially since I just read it yesterday.
Mickey. There it is. Okay, I have it, but I only have it on
Is it before? Is it before the "She's like me" line or after it?
It's before he starts empathizing with Harmony.
Okay.
It's during the carving with Mickey, and it's the first reference to Evie sitting by his bedside.
Oh, okay. I can find that part because
it's just before where he talks about his hair being replaced.
Okay.
So I have it at 23% on Kindle. I don't know if that will be helpful.
Yeah, I'm just speed reading here.
But the lines that I really liked were we can skip over the pain stuff.
Where are you in the story right now?
Okay, no.
I'm confused where you're at because we were almost done the chapter and you're pulling up lines from the beginning of the chapter.
Well, I mean, no, good lines are good lines.
No, good lines are good lines.
Actually,
I just surprised you didn't point it out earlier.
These.
Also, I like this line a lot. She had all the raw colors of life, the crude beauty of nature. I am the human concept of beauty, gold made soft and supple in demands for.
That Dake is talking about.
Yeah, I couldn't find it either. I believe you. It's funny that I can't find it.
I might have to scroll back. No, that can't be right. Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, your book is already slightly different, so maybe that line's in your book and not in ours.
Yeah,
it's a whole line there.
That's definitely not impossible.
Maybe.
Okay, somebody pick up, and I'll see if I can find the line.
All right. There's only a couple pages.
I've been looking at multiple references to his eyes, and I haven't found it. So
yeah, I haven't found it either. Rangi, have you found it?
I had Control F maybe, but I'm using a physical book here.
Is Rangi?
I wish I had a PDF.
Is Rangi here? I just want to make sure his audio is still working.
He hasn't talked in a while. I just noticed. I hope
that's not unusual for Rangi. He gets easily.
I know he sometimes gets up to get something, and then like somebody in his family probably talks to him, and he's just gone for ages.
Yeah, like I remember one time me and him were gaming together. He left for half an hour midstream. I'm like, dude, it's just me and you. It's kind of a dick move.
He does that to me all the time when I jump into his streams. He's like, just talk to chat for 5 minutes. Like, yeah, no problem. And
meanwhile, if I ever leave for any reason during a stream, I'm like stressed out. I'm just like, I have to get it done as fast as possible.
Same. It's like I don't want to keep him waiting, and then when it's the other way around, he's just like la 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 la.
Now to make a meme where it's just like, you know the one meme where the guy has like the Coke, like it's the Coke ad, or the guy's like walking around town like doing favors for everybody and being real chill. I want to edit that. Edit that.
Where he's like pointing at people.
Here's what Rangi does when he steps off her stream for 5 minutes. In quotation.
I know. Can you imagine being Rangi?
Yeah,
I know.
What a pink. Rangi's a
pink. I don't think I played that many gacha games.
You call him
No, I haven't loaded up. I did load up a gacha game to do my dailies. But other than that,
Rangi's
he's a used trash. You hear him?
But I didn't load it up now. I was actually stepped away to top off my drink.
Also,
it's fine. Whatever. Sorry.
I respect that.
It's fine.
So,
I just think it's more funny than anything.
Yeah.
So I knew that the moment I stepped away, that would be when you queued. Are we on the next chapter?
We're almost done. We're
but yeah, we're almost done.
Here, I'll just kind of go on a couple more things to touch upon.
We have we're doing a short stream today anyway.
Yeah, so. I mean we're already halfway done.
Yeah, we should get more than like 3 chapters done, so GM doesn't get pissed at us. He's like, "You guys did 1 chapter? What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like I said, we'll easily finish because look,
we'll get it done.
We're 45 minutes in and we're already halfway done. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We're
not covering.
We have 10 pages.
The other stuff and the other chapters. This is like the longest chapter.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's 10 more pages, Falcon, to cover. So we're good.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anyways,
this is going to be a 90-minute.
What else do you want to? What else can we get out of this next?
Oh yeah,
chapter?
so
probably EV things.
Yeah, so
your character stuff is mostly here.
So basically, so Evie, so Darrow listens to a bunch of like old books, the Colors, the Iliad, Ulysses, Metamorphosis, Theban plays, the Trachonic labels, Anabasis, and then stuff that only the Golds are allowed to read. The Count of Monte Cristo, Lord of the Flies, Lady Casterly's Penance, 1984, and The Great Gatsby. I like how like there's like the stuff
pointed
about
references.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we read stuff from thousands of years ago, so I don't see why it's an issue that they do.
Yeah.
No, it's the common theme that runs through most of them.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of Pierce's point.
Have you guys not read those books?
I read. Let's see. I read.
I think I read almost all of them. I haven't read. I haven't read Ulysses. Actually,
I've read 3 of them.
I read the Odyssey, the inspiration for Ulysses, but not the other one.
I read Lord of the Flies, 1984, and The Great Gatsby. I haven't
read the Colors, Draconic, Anabasis.
The Odyssey isn't the inspiration for Ulysses. It is Ulysses. It's the
yeah, but it's like Ulysses is what's his name?
Ulysses S. Grant.
No,
Odysseus.
Yeah, Ulysses is Odysseus. I'm just saying who's the author of Ulysses?
It's the same guy who wrote the Iliad.
Yeah, James Joyce. James Joyce wrote Ulysses as like an adaptation of the Odyssey.
I'm severely offended on at least 3 levels right now.
But that's what that book is. Like, yes, Ulysses is an alternate name for Odysseus, but
is he fucking with me or?
I haven't read it, so
no. This is what do you not know about James Joyce's Ulysses? I mean,
dude, I'm fucking Irish. And
I know. That's why I'm like, I thought, why don't you get what it is?
My dad because I'm still puzzled at the point where you seem to think that James Joyce came up with fucking Ulysses.
He didn't. I'm saying he adapted the Greek myth of Odysseus.
Did he? Is that what you think that book is? Because I've read it and it's fucking nonsense. It has nothing to do with Homer at all. It is absolute nonsense. James Joyce is one of the worst authors the world has ever produced.
Okay, well, I'm going off of stuff from an English class, and the internet is confirming my suspicions that it was.
Well, they are both lying.
It follows the story structure.
If they're, in the sense that it vaguely references Greek gods in certain chapters, yeah. In any structural or realistic sense, not so much. No.
I can't.
Kind of like saying Dune references Lord of the Rings.
I can't comment either way. I haven't read either Ulysses or Odysseus, so I'll just have to take both your words on it.
I have read both, and also Dune, and also Lord of the Rings. I can comment with fucking authority on this one. Joyce, the best thing that ever happened to James Joyce was dying before that man was put in front of a wall and shot for crimes against literature.
Dake has some strong opinions, everyone.
I do. And as an Irish literature nerd, I have extra strong opinions, and I still think James Joyce is one of the worst things that ever happened to the idea of writing things down.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Dake's not a fan. But I
guess so.
Look, I will put it as simply as I can. The man was a hack before being a hack was a thing.
Fair enough. But yeah,
I have written 900 pages on the detailed descriptions of the snot green ski.
I will say you have a minority opinion in the literary community. I don't think anyone else ever would agree with you.
But I haven't read any of this person's work, so I don't know.
I have been told over the years that I tend to.
But
have
also,
I'm surprisingly okay with it.
What?
Yes, button. Stay on target.
Yeah, we're buttoning.
Stay on target.
But yeah,
too close. Stay on target.
Those were the books you read.
Fuck James Joyce, though.
Lord of the Flies, 1984, and The Great Gatsby are all good books. I recommend everyone read those. I can speak to those three as well.
Is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I'm just saying
genuinely fantastic.
The only 3 I read were Lord of the Flies, 1984, and The Great Gatsby, and those are all 3 of my favorite books. So I will recommend all of them gladly.
High school literature reference.
Yeah, baby. They forced us to read some good books. I'll give them credit. But yeah, then Darrow, then he has dinner with Dancer and Evie, or Dancer and Harmony. But before he does that, he has a kind of like interaction with Evie, and like he's just like they're kind of just both just kind of like feeling each other up, like both physically and like mentally, to try and kind of
That's a great choice of words after Darrow acknowledges that Mickey said that they have beautiful children together.
Yeah. Well, Evie's catching feelings for him. Like she kisses him on the forehead before running away, and she says you're beautiful, and like I think she means that not only as like physically beautiful, but like as a person. Like I think Evie really respects Darrow. Even
I think it
early
shows
in this
like
story.
it does show how
I don't know if I'd say
that
respect. I think
Admires.
I might say idolizes.
Sure.
Yeah, I think idolizes is more accurate because it's not
Like,
really a
there's-
healthy. It's not a healthy
no, there's-
thing that she has.
Yeah,
right
sure,
now.
yeah.
There is definitely some hero worship in there with
Oh,
Evie.
100%.
Like,
yeah.
like she's been like brought up by Mickey and like experimented on and all this. So like, Darrow's like the first person that she's been exposed to that hasn't been like
a dick to her.
a net negative to her well-being.
Yeah.
And so she's just enamored.
Yeah,
you've been vaguely nice to me. Like I'm in love.
Yeah,
that's basically what we're talking about.
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, she is enamored. She's idolizing him, both because she appreciates how he's treated her with kindness when few and far between. She's probably experienced that in her entire life, and also that like she admires that like what he went through. He went from a lowborn like her to like this like Greek god essentially, and she's just like she just kind of she admires and worships him, and that will continue to be the case through later appearances. But yeah, so she puts one of her wings in his pocket, and then Mickey kind of fiddles with it later, and then he says, "Wings are my favorite, aren't they yours? They go to mankind's better aspirations." And wings throughout the series have a lot of symbolism. I mean, literally the fucking cover of the book is a red Pegasus wing, which I didn't realize it was a Pegasus wing until probably embarrassingly too late. It was like fucking like iron gold or something when I realized it was a Pegasus wing.
That's funny.
You could have not admitted that on stream, and we wouldn't have said a thing.
No, look, I'm honest. I should have caught that. I catch a lot, and it was just. I guess it's because I tend to focus on what's in the book and less so on the covers. But I should have caught that. But
well, that's hardly a bad thing for someone reading.
Yeah.
I focused on the book, you fucking demon.
But hey, don't judge a book by its cover. But I always just assumed it was like Darrow was given. I mean, it still means this. Like Darrow was given wings by Mickey and Dancer and all the rest. But like, because like it's kind of like the same way Mickey gave Evie wings. He gave Evie physical wings. He gave Darrow metaphorical wings.
Yeah, he has the ability to fly up
his station in life. Station. Yeah, he has the ability to fly up the hierarchy, the pyramid, climb the pyramid.
Well, there's even a line that Mickey says where it's like, "Oh, it's impossible for the other people I give wings to fly," but because he's not talking about he is talking about the actual wings. They don't work.
Yeah,
but like in the moment he's talking about that, only Darrow can actually like rise in this moment and like do greater things than all of his other subjects.
And then he kind of flips that back on.
He is a great character.
He is, but then he flips it back on him. He's like, speaking of rising, he's like, you're frightened of me, and he's like, oh ho ho, am I now, boy? And he's like, yes, you're used to knowing what's what. You think that like the rest of them, things are set in stone, things are well ordered. Red's at the bottom, everyone else standing on our backs. Now you're looking at me and you're realizing that we don't bloody damn like it down there. Red is rising, Mickey. And then he's like, oh, you've got far to go. And he does. Darrow has very far to go.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But then he grabs his hands down.
He ain't lying though.
Yeah,
Red is rising.
Red is rising.
Yeah,
and he says,
"That's the name of this book." In fact.
Oh my god, he said the thing. He said the
thing. Why are we announcing our erections?
Evader.
It's red.
It's red.
It's red.
I think of that like almost every week now when I see Red. I just think of like that stupid woman. It's Red.
Grace, if you're listening, Grace, you have had a far bigger impact than you realize you have.
Can we have an exclusive interview?
Oh my god, I would sell one of you into like. No. I would break rules. I would break rules to have an exclusive interview with Grace.
Dake would violate international law for an interview with Grace.
Hey, I said interview. Calm down.
I was gonna say, come on, he'd do a lot more than that for a date.
But yeah,
okay, Look, do we really have to discuss this on the
No,
stream?
we can talk about it later.
Stay on
Yes,
target.
thank you.
We're too close.
But yeah,
Target.
obviously it's the reason
The boys are alluding.
Yes.
To the thing that I have.
Shush.
I have a thing for Grace
You don't
Randolph.
we already hit the button.
Yeah, you didn't even have to say that. You didn't, like,
I know
you're
I
moving
didn't.
fast.
I made my choice.
Dake.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to push the button again.
Hey, Grace, Roger, you can
Stay
find
on
me.
target.
See the thematicness of the button is that like Grace Randolph is the opposite of that button. She's the opposite of organized and focused. So by Falcon
She's always off target.
yes,
yeah.
so Falcon by hitting the button, he's silencing Dake not only on who talking about her, but like the antithesis of what she represents. Anyway, but yes,
Well, you gave it an analytical spin on Grace Randolph.
hey, I will do it on anything and everything. That's how my monkey brain works.
Surely the antithesis of what Grace represents is just logic.
Sanity. But yeah, so the obviously I understood the red wing symbol.
Here's a fun little bit of
Mhm.
here's a fun little bit of foreshadowing. It's one of the last lines of this chapter where like Darrow forces Mickey to treat Evie better, and he grabs him,
Mhm.
and he smells like fear, and then there's like a mouse cornered by a lion, of like how Mickey feels about Darrow. It's just like I can't talk about it much deeper, but it's really fun. Yeah, exactly. Second Leonis, fun foreshadowing for later.
But also
right
when he
there.
says, "Be kind to Mickey, don't make her dance, give her a plush life, or I'll come back to pull your hands off your body." That line ends up having a lot more of a payoff than you initially expect. Like when you're first reading this book, it's just kind of like, oh, Darrow's just using his newfound golden abilities to try and help the lower people, right? Like it's kind of like, oh, that's noble of him, but like Darrow's noble intentions will a lot of times have unforeseen consequences, and this is kind of the first
like
example
anyone's
of that.
noble intentions
Yes.
have unforeseen consequences. Like that's a main theme of the series.
Oh, it is. It's just Darrow is just kind
definitely
of
a big
unintended
overarching
consequences is one of
element.
my favorite things of all time.
Oh yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great theme to
Well, it's one of the
explore.
most realistic elements you could have in anything. Just
Oh, for
'cause that's
sure.
how real life
Yeah,
is.
just-
It's
just-
like, oh, this thing was done. Somebody had an
Well, it's not-
intention.
Well,
and
here's
then-
here's
not
Dake's quote again. The more aptly applied this time that we're talking about. The path to hell is paved with good intentions is kind of what this book series is.
For the record, I cannot take credit for that quote.
I know it's not your quote. It's a very famous quote. I love that quote. I just when you applied it earlier, it's not where I was going with the conversation. I was just failing to articulate what I was trying to say. But now we are on that conversation, and I wanted to bring that quote up again. But so we're finished the chapter, but before we start the next chapter, I just wanted to say, like, obviously I understood the base symbolism of the red wing and the red rising and the Mickey giving Darrow wings and all that. I just there is the Pegasus is going to be the symbol of Darrow's fake gold house Andromedas, which we'll get to in chapter 14. But I just think it's like the way Pierce interweaves all these different ideas very organically is pretty cool. Because like his thematic stuff works both like in an in-universe and out-of-universe level, which is fun. But
I can explain this easily to you guys, but it means that I have to make you agree to read a bare minimum of 3 books.
maybe someday. I have a lot of promises I made to
We're too
people.
close.
Anyway,
Stay on target.
Rangi.
But Iron,
Chapter
these
13.
books,
Yeah, Rangi's up for this one.
Yeah.
before
Yes.
he
Yes,
leaves,
and-
give me 1 second. The books I'm thinking of are written by Pierce's self-avowed mentor, Terry Brooks.
Yeah, I'm sure they're good, and I'll get to them eventually. I have to. I want to reread A Song of Ice and Fire. Then I have to continue reading this series. Then I have to read a Venom comic. Then I have to watch all the Planet of the Apes movies. Then I have to read Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Then
and
you have to stay
Silmarillion.
on target.
And yeah, that too. So
Yeah,
I made a lot of
That's the
deals.
most important thing right now.
Anyway, Rangi.
Stay on target.
Chapter 13.
Yeah,
Bad things.
So I found it really funny that you assigned me to cover the Mateo chapter.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
I did all of this.
No,
with,
I caught it. It was definitely on purpose.
But based iron for intentionally
Dake,
doing
you
that.
You didn't catch that?
Monkey.
Yeah, I mean, I gave you chapter 12 because it was the most sci-fi, and I know you like your sci-fi. I gave Rangi chapter 13 because it has the pink queer, which is what he is, and then
I do like my sci-fi.
and I gave myself chapter 14
Just
because
like my pink queer.
Pink queer. What a line.
and I gave myself chapter 14 because I wanted to touch upon a couple things in that chapter. And then
But not.
And I am the Tard Wrangler.
and you are the Tard Wrangler because you're the best at it.
Well, you need to start wrangling Iron because he's fucking tarding up all over the place.
I don't know. I think you've been the biggest sidetrack tonight.
I don't want to have to push the button again. I feel I've already done
Anyway,
it.
Rangi, go,
eight times
go,
in the
Rangi.
past 3 minutes. All right.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I am a
Yeah, okay.
joy to
So
be here.
if I have to say anything about the overall kind of theme and like purpose of this chapter with Mateo, it's there because Darrow's already kind of getting the physical thing, but what he actually needs is the social training. And so they bring they bring like a pink ink who is like essentially a butler to do that. And
yeah, Butler is close enough. Yeah,
Somewhat.
yeah.
I mean,
At
yeah.
least
I mean,
four
like,
of
if
those
you-
at least
if you-
4 of those letters reflect what he does.
I'm just saying, like, if you picture something like, you know, Alfred in terms of culture, then yes, it
Yeah,
tracks.
he,
Well, he
he
also-
very much has Alfred vibes.
Also, pinks
That's
are
what-
supposed
He does
to
a
be.
bit.
He has a mentor role, yes.
Yes, he does. But pinks are kind of in general supposed to serve that role. They're like fancy servants, like a butler would be.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's the
very
other-
fancy servants.
Yes, they're expensive, a lot more expensive than reds and browns.
The ones the roses are particular,
Oh
definitely.
yeah, those are like only the wealthiest golds can afford those. They're as expensive as an obsidian.
Yes, they are the 007s of Sex Slave.
Yes. But yes.
Pink Assassin would be like a fun character concept, I feel. I don't know.
Yeah, what?
I don't know.
Be careful what you wish for.
Careful
Careful what you wish for, Falcon. You might get that.
I guess I might get it.
It is funny. You got to shit at keeping things hidden.
Well, I mean, that's
you
okay.
said something and you're like, ah.
Oh, okay, there's zero
Look,
context.
I-
For it. There
I
will
don't-
there
I
will
don't-
be
I
a
don't
pink
care what
assassin
spoilers.
at some point in the series. That's not exactly a spoiler.
Spoilers
it's not a
be
big
damned.
spoiler.
I'm here
I
to
would
talk
say
about
technically a
my man
spoiler by the
Goodwin,
fact it is an
death
element
in
of the book.
something.
But yeah, okay. But back to you, Rangi.
All right, yeah. So we open the chapter just kind of meeting this new character named Mateo, who he's described as a tall wisp of a pink with long limbs and a lean, beautiful face. So I imagine he is just kind of the older, kind of esteemed butler type.
But
like,
he looks
attractive.
young. He looks young, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not much older than Darrow, I'm pretty sure.
No, he's
Yeah.
significantly
Just
significantly older
I
than
always
Darrow.
imagined it because he
No.
has that kind of
No, he is
vibe
older.
socially.
Oh yeah, he's definitely
No.
older. I'm just saying
He's like
probably
Uncle
like
Nero's
a
age.
couple of years.
Yeah, no,
He is, okay.
he's like generationally older.
Yeah, he's like
I didn't know
in
that.
his 30s at
Okay.
So
least.
a lot of
I thought he was
the
like early
interest-
20s, but
That'd be
I
a
guess
little
that's-
awkward considering.
A lot of the interesting
Yeah,
parts
I know
of
what
it-
you're thinking of.
Yeah,
Well, I thought it was awkward anyway, but anyways,
yeah.
A lot of other things would like fail to realize how necessary he is actually in the narrative.
He's very integral.
Oh,
Like he's mentor
he-
number 3. It goes Uncle
He
Nero,
is
then
immensely.
Dancer,
it's
then
very
Mateo.
hard to find a character in Pierce's writing that doesn't serve a purpose in some way.
There's
Yeah, but-
there's one. There's one.
There are some.
There's one that's like pretty prominent, and it's the reason he's one of Jam's least favorite characters because he gets a lot of page time and ultimately really doesn't do anything important. And
Are they in Iron Gold
mm-hmm.
or?
Yeah, it's an Iron Gold character.
Oh,
I'm gonna just say one word, iron, and you're gonna say yes or no. Octopus.
No.
Okay, then I guess I'm very far off. Then
you are.
Anyways,
I don't even think you met this character yet.
I guess not.
Oh, then it can't be. Then it can't be who I'm thinking of.
He's pretty early in the book, to be fair, though.
Am I?
You are. You're like.
I guess I'm
like less than
a third into the book.
You're less than halfway.
The person I'm thinking of would be described as.
No, we're moving on.
Yeah,
he's a low color. I'll give you that.
We're moving on. So yeah,
Rangi.
Well, this is probably one of the thing, because the culture between reds and golds, because this is kind of where we get more of an idea of the gold's culture.
Yeah, very procedural. Like, here's what gold life is like.
Well, but it's very procedural, but it's not framed that way. It's framed as like, this is what you need to know to not die.
Yeah. It's very much the chapters are just like, here is what Mateo shows to Darrow and how to live, essentially.
Also, I have to add golden mogging Darrow.
Oh yeah. Don't mention that. I'm gonna post the sticker. Jam has made me like this sticker even more than I already did because he hates it.
it is an annoying sticker. I will say.
You're welcome. But the more people dislike it, the more I like it, because I made something horrible. I revel in it.
Yeah, but so
why he gets on with Jam.
One of my favorite exchanges in the chapter is actually I think it's the point where
something else.
It's got to be when he grabs the bottle.
Oh, when he uses it as a razor.
Yeah, it's like
gonna poke me to death. That's a good.
Oh, my favorite line in the book is, or not in the book, in this chapter is, "What is shampoo?"
No.
Well, that's the funny thing, because it's basically him illustrating like, being found out isn't even your only worry as a goal socially.
Well, yeah, if he breaks manners, he could get himself killed accidentally.
But I like how the "what is shampoo" line, like, that section ends with, "At least Mickey was afraid of me."
Yes.
like Mateo doesn't give a shit about what Darrow thinks, because he knows, like, the only way Darrow will be successful is if he learns what I have to tell him. So why would I be afraid?
But although he might get a little scared later.
Yeah, perhaps. It's very far down the line, though.
By, you mean one chapter?
Oh, no, sorry, I was thinking something way later, like other book later.
I know exactly what you're talking about. No, I'm talking about next chapter.
Yeah. Okay, no, yeah.
But yeah, well, it's interesting, right? Because a lot of the social stuff comes up later on, both in this book and later in the series, where Darrow has to engineer kind of social situations using Mateos. A lot of knowledge he knows now.
Well, yeah, I mean, look.
Well, yeah, everything that he learns here is important for later.
Yeah, I mean, basically the things that keep him alive throughout this book are Nero, dancers, and Mateo's teachings.
And Mickey, even.
And Mickey, yeah, to a degree as well. And I guess I'll give Harmony a little bit of credit. She taught him how to fight a little better. That's like her one contribution. That's all she's good for. She's a fucking fighter and nothing more. Yeah, go on, Rangi, though.
Sorry. So yeah, basically with Mateo, there is, with the bottle and him poking him, the implication is very clear. It's like, okay, well, if I was a gold and you acted this way to me, okay, we just started a duel and now you're dead. Like, he's very much being very clear with that, but I think Mateo is kind of a highlight of this whole chapter too.
Well, I mean, he is the focus of the chapter.
Yeah, because he is kind of explaining all the social situations and it's not just as simple as like mind your manners. It's like, well, if you do this and that, it'll offend this person, and it'll offend somebody, and then
also I do want to,
dual.
before we get too far on, I do want to mention this because this is actually extremely plot relevant. He says, "You're a bloody damn odd lark, Mateo," and he smacks him. He says, "Mind yourself. A gull would rather die than use that slithering mind slang. Gory damn or gory, and slag instead of squab. Every time you say bloody or bloody damn, I will smack you, not your gob, but your mouth. And if you say squab or gob, I will kick you in the scrotum, which I do know my way around." And so, but
you had to get that one in there.
Yeah, he is a pink.
No,
but
that is a very important line because it just shows that there's a big difference in the vocabulary that Darrow has to just get.
And also, what might happen if he has a lapse in vocabulary, or if another character has a lapse in vocabulary.
No, that there's signposting for like other characters betraying where they're from through this system.
There is two major payoffs in this book off of this line. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to make sure we mentioned it.
Yepers. All right. But yeah, anything else we need to cover about this? Probably the late and middle stuff. Well,
this chapter is a bit slower. Was this the chapter where we get the first encounter of a certain female cult?
No, that's next chapter. That's why I wanted to go over it.
No, I think that's later.
That's next chapter.
I thought we should cover Dancer trying to rename Darrow.
Well, before we get to that, I want to pull up one more thing with Mateo.
One more thing.
Here, it's I'm gonna. He says manners. Manners, then burn their bloody damn house to the ground.
That is a funny one.
Yes. Well,
that's like Darrow's whole goal in like one sentence.
Well, no, that's Mateo's line.
Yeah, because this chapter is a lot of world
that's Mateo describing Darrow's goal in like one sentence.
Yeah, like the only way you're going to be able to burn their house to the ground is if you use manners to get prominence enough to be
also
able to
that
do
art
so.
Made him like so fucking chiseled. Oh my gosh. He's mogging right there. It's a mog.
Here, and then here's the Mateo art from the comic.
From Sons of Ares.
Yeah. It's I'm kind of, I don't know how I feel about the comic art yet. It's kind of
Oh, you'll have to show it so I can see.
It's on there.
There might be a delay.
There
it is. Yeah, that's not exactly a great panel. It looks like one of the ones that's like more sloppy because it's just to convey
it's
the action more than the art itself.
Yeah, but it's the
comics always have a very variance in their.
However, this is the most clear image of him in the comics because this is what they use for the wiki for Mateo. This is like the most like prominent Mickey canon image.
Well, I'm just saying. Oh, I know
what you're saying.
I don't know if that's a good point for like the entire complete art of the comic.
No, that's fair.
Like some plots are weaker than others, and Mateo might, I guess, not have been deemed that important to the comic to have a better drawing. But
well, I mean, overall, he's more of he doesn't really get like a huge role to do until training Darrow because his skill sets are rather limited in use before then.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's not like he wouldn't be the most uber useful to what the Sons of Ares would be doing in the beginning, which is fucking shit up, and
they're basically just terrorists to start off.
Yeah,
but that's just kind of get it. But that's also by design, which we can get into later.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, but yeah, let's cut back to the Dancer trying to rename.
Yeah,
scene.
That is the important thing because I think this is another one of those like kind of key. Well, for one thing, you can interpret it as Darrow being a bit stubborn, but it is also
it's the last thing he has left of himself.
Yep, exactly.
It's a very John Proctor moment. It's my name. Yeah. Did you guys know what I'm referencing?
Was not expecting a Crucible mention.
Thank you, Falcon.
You're all good.
The Crucible, dude. That is like one that, for whatever, I didn't even really like that book that much, but for whatever reason, that's like one of the most burned into my mind of like the stories I had to read for like English class. Like that one has stuck with me.
Feels like there's iconic moments in it, but like as a
more weight.
Yeah, Giles Corey.
Yes.
Chad.
Yes.
Like the moment of that story is like.
The Bourne trilogy did it better,
and the movie doesn't get it much better either.
The movie's acting was kind of pissing me off. I didn't like the acting in that movie.
It's kind of weak. Like I said, like the best moment in the movies was Giles Corey.
Oh, and John Proctor, like fucking the actor, like screaming his mind off, saying "It's my name," and his like teeth are like all brown, and it's like spit is like coming out of his mouth.
That's Aragorn's actor. I forget his name.
Is it actually? That's Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah, Viggo Mortensen.
And also stay on target.
Yeah, true.
I will say he was the one actor I liked in that movie, so that makes sense.
Stay on target.
Yeah, he's probably the best actor in the movie.
Yeah.
Well,
Giles Corey kind of wins out for me just because he's funny.
Oh, well, he's just a Chad and just all the way through.
Yeah, objectively.
Yeah.
Another thing I think is particularly interesting is when Mateo is talking to Darrow. Darrow's pretending to not know, and then things like how would you eat this dish? And it's like, and then Darrow tries to like do a dunk on him basically by like being like, I eat it this way, and leave exactly 30% to show I am still in control of my faculty.
Well, that's what Mateo wants him to hear.
But basically Darrow set it up as though he didn't know, and then he hit Mateo with it.
Yeah. Also, I like Dancer's reply to Darrow, like demanding to keep his name. He's like, "You have made me give up the hair my father gave me, the eyes my mother left me, the color I was born to, so I will keep the name they granted me, and you can make it work." He's like, "I like it better when you didn't act like a gold."
Yeah. Dude, I always like the lines in this book where you see the other character Darrow a lot.
Falcon, can you repeat that? You cut out.
Oh, sorry. I do like the lines across this portion of the book where you notice the other members of the Sons of Ares like realize like, oh man, what have we made with Darrow? Like,
dude,
because we have to rely on him for so much, and like he's like, we just kind of have to let him be uppity with shit.
But
like, it's always funny.
Falcon, you can kind of span that off across the entire series. Like, even though Darrow was born a red, he's like arguably the most gold of any gold.
Well, he's basically an iron gold from just what I've seen.
I mean,
he's in the running. I don't know about most, but he'd be up.
I mean, even characters like Mustang say it. So
definitely, in terms of his mentality, he's like definitely something closest with the original Iron Golds.
I'm thinking of people that we can't talk about yet.
No, I'm not saying he's the number. Like, there's no conversation for other ones. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that he's a fair pick. Like.
Yeah,
there's an argument to be made. He is, and several characters will make that argument. Even some of his enemies.
Yeah, that is brought up. But yes, yeah, I do like that. Eat the fish, leave 20%. Indicate its deliciousness. Do not overpower my resolve or make slaves.
That sounds like a Nero line, which is actually probably intentional because Darrow's like only interaction with golds is Nero, so he bases his idea of what a gold is off of Nero, which is kind of goes to show why he becomes so much like Nero.
It's particularly interesting because Nero is a very gold too.
Exactly. Yeah, he's an iron gold, which is why Darrow comes off as an iron gold immediately, because his first interaction with a gold is one of the most iron gold of any gold. So like it's like
his first gold he ever met was a peerless scarred. He has a particular he's a particular baseline that most will not match.
Not even a peerless scarred. He's the top of the peerless scarred. Like he's like, there's only a handful of golds in the entire galaxy more important than Nero. Like
there's one,
especially in the context of Mars, though.
Well, I mean, there's
no, guys, hang on. Forget the context of Mars. He is the arch governor of Mars.
Mm-hmm.
There are maybe 12 people on the same level as him, and there is exactly one above him.
Yeah,
that's it.
The sovereign.
Yeah, but that's my point is that like it's like I'm talking like it's very like the the different planets, right? Like you could argue maybe more or less like Venus is probably more prosperous than Mars, but like my point was that there's like only a handful of people, like maybe a couple other archgovernors and the sovereign who have more power than Nero.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, basically just the sovereign, I would say, but close enough.
We're too close.
Well, yeah, I was just to wrap up that point. I was just saying that like I don't know if I would argue Mars is the most powerful planet.
So
I don't think it is.
Rangi, let's get back on track.
Yep. Yeah. So, that's kind of the big thing with this chapter, though. It's kind of first off, it's the beginning of kind of the relationship with Matteo and Darrow, which it's interesting because Matteo definitely grows on Darrow because it's not like they are actually that antagonistic. That Darrow's antagonistic to him, but Matteo is being as harsh as he is because he's trying to keep our boy alive.
Well, to be fair, that's all the
he
characters
has
here,
to.
with the exception of Mickey.
Yeah.
Mickey's the only one going easy on him because he's like his precious boy.
Matteo has this objective, like
Mickey is
given to him by the sons of like teach Darrow how to be gold or reflect. That's like his whole.
I kind of disagree with both of those assertions, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, Mickey's the only one who says he wants to go easier
Mickey is
on him.
definitely not going easy on Darrow. Like,
okay, but he doesn't want to push him as hard.
Way.
He doesn't want to push him nearly as hard as like Harmony does, or Dancer, or Matteo.
Yeah, I can see that, but as for this side, Matteo, I think the thing about Matteo is he is the first person sans death number one that Darrow feels he can actually relate to at all or understand.
No, he relates to Harmony.
Like Matteo is.
He has like 7 lines saying how much he relates to Harmony.
Kind of, yeah, I know. Very but like he can relate to Matteo as a human, like just as a person.
Well, he relates to Harmony as a person
too. Not a human.
Yes, that's how I know. I agree.
Not a human.
What I'm trying to get
at
is
she's a woman.
He likes and respects.
I was talking about something else, but yeah.
And that's not true right now, even for Dancer. That's not true.
Well,
yeah, okay.
But I think you have to admit that he has that same opinion of Harmony, just because that's how he thinks right now. Obviously, that opinion will change, but
that's Darrow's opinion.
Yeah.
Versus like
kind of. Yeah, I don't think I'd say the same, but I.
It's not the same. It's not the same. Like, obviously, it's not the same. I'm saying like that the general idea of like the feelings of mutual respect he has with Matteo, he has just as much, if not more, of Harmony.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, go on, Rangi. Rangi, this is your chapter.
So, yeah, I was gonna say hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I can hear you. I guess there might have been something.
Okay. But yeah, the other thing is, I guess you also get some information more about what pixies are versus bronzies and stuff like that.
True,
which is all very important.
Imparted here.
Well, there's 4 types of golds. There's bronzies, who are just like genetic shaft, essentially. They're like the bottom of looks, and
it's more like they're golds that like don't really care about anything and they don't have any influence.
No, I said bronze, not pixies.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, they're kind of your bottom of the top.
Bronzies are more like genetic flunkies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bronzies are like genetic shaft. They don't look. They're not as tall. They're not as strong. They're not as beautiful. They're just kind of like distant cousins of golds, essentially. There's a lot of bad breeding.
Yeah, they're the bottom of the top. That's what they are.
Yeah.
And
they are.
Yeah, sorry, Dake.
You guys are killing me.
Sorry.
They are to gold what high red and low red are to red.
Yep.
Yes, except for yes and no. The difference is you're right in the same way that the way they're treated by society. However, legally the difference between high red and low red would be peerless and non-peerless, because high red and low red have different culturally. Yes, you're right. Just there's
culturally they would be considered like, it's not a term that Pierce ever uses, but they would be considered culturally low gold.
Correct. Yeah. Well, that's what I was going with. There's four types of golds. There's because pixies and peerless scarred are right, like the two like legal distinctions, and then gold and bronzy are the two cultural distinctions. Because a bronzy can still be a peerless scarred. We'll meet a couple of them.
I think they might all be cultural distinctions.
Well, no. There's legal differences. Like there's inheritance rights that you can't get if you're not a peerless scarred. And there's there's courtroom.
Is the only like legal?
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's that's what I was trying to point out.
Isn't that still a cultural distinction though?
No, because the laws actually there's actual laws that like peerless scarred get different legal protections than non-peerless scarred.
No, I hear what you're saying, but law is downstream of culture.
Okay, yeah, if you want to get into that argument, but I meant like just so far as like there is like I'm classifying there's two different distinctions of high and low gold. There is like genetic of like gold and bronzy, and then there's political and legal of peerless and non-peerless. So there's four types of gold. There's bronzies, peerless bronzies, pixies, and then peerless scarred.
Peerless bronzies.
Yeah.
Don't let Jam hear you say that.
Peerless bronzy. That's what Fincher is.
Fincher, yes, Fincher would be a peerless. He is a bronzy.
I suppose he would actually.
Yeah, he is.
He definitely is.
He is. I mean, he's the only peerless bronzy we meet, but they're out there. Just there are very few of them.
Could even be you. Could even be me.
But yeah, I always just want to go over that because there's technically four types of gold.
We're too close. Stay on target.
And I'm done.
Yes. Okay, Rangi, back to you.
Yeah. So the bulk of this chapter, though, it is kind of our boy learning manners, and we get the dancer renaming thing where it's we've gone over this. It's like, oh, it's the only thing I have left, and I think this is also that. Actually, there's a lot of dancer in this chapter too. Talking to him, talking to Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a lot of honestly, there is a lot of the lingo talk as well.
Because language is important.
Yes, no. Actually, language is extremely important in this. Like, for example, "bloody damn," which is a swear, the kind of the swear we've gotten for like a lot of the story is specifically a tell. No, basically it's a thing that no gold would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we kind of went over that a little bit earlier.
Or if they would say it, it's like, that's strange. That's like red stuff.
Yeah, it definitely is something that raises eyebrows, and like it's like, you know, like in Assassin's Creed when like they like the yellow sensors go off. That's kind of what that is.
Yeah, but a lot of this is kind of a chapter going on the nuances in the behavior that he's obviously going to need to adopt in order to be a better gold, or a simulacrum of a gold at least.
Yeah, to go off that point, some of the language stuff, Mateo says prime, not righto. Now, what is expected of a gold, of a peerless scarred? And then Darrow goes perfection, and he goes, which means, and then he does another Nero impression. It means control, good man, self-control. I am permitted to indulge in vices so long as I never permit them to usurp control. If there is a key to understanding all rights, it is found in understanding control in all forms. And then this is the eat the fish thing that Rangi mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Well, it's particularly interesting because gold culture seems to be all about... Basically, they have all the rights in the universe versus every other color. You know, like, obviously, they can't...
The only one that comes close is silver.
It's funny, this book we learned what a peerless scarred has to do to be a peerless scar.
I do...
And it's not all sunshine and rainbows, turns out, but...
I do wonder if Pierce doesn't dive into silver culture too much, just because the fact that they're like
one of the least mentioned groups, I would say.
They are one of the least mentioned, with the exception of one character. But what a character! What a character! But I think the reason
wish I could talk about him right now, but I can't.
Yeah, we'll get to him. But I think the reason he doesn't explore silver as much as a lot of the other colors, because they are kind of just like basic bitch gold. Like they have all the extravagance of gold, just none of the political power. They're basically like forced pixies, essentially. Because silvers live pretty lavish lives. It's just that like they can't rule.
I wouldn't say necessarily forced pixies, because I would say like pixies generally don't really have to do much. Like silvers still have like an objective they have to carry out.
Sure.
Like,
yeah, but my point is they're not allowed to actually control anything. They're
yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't necessarily say that silvers at large have very comfortable lives. There are some...
Yeah, I would just say the one character we're thinking of.
Sure, he's the exception, but even
he gets to play gold. He gets to play gold.
But no, but I mean, they describe the silver houses later, and they're basically like they're kind of like what a lot of people I know live in houses. Like they're like bottom of upper class. Like I know a lot of like my area is just like these really big houses. They're not like mansions or anything, but like very expensive homes because I live in a pretty nice area, and it's just like that's kind of like what silvers are. They're the bottom. They're like realistic. They're realistic wealth.
No,
it's a step
bottom of the top.
Well, no, they're a step above middle class.
What we were talking about with bronzies.
Yeah, but like I would say, like silvers, the difference between silvers are basically bronzies that don't have the option to have political power. That's like the main difference between silvers and bronzies is like, with the exception of one character who kind of cheats the system to get it in the first place. Silvers
there's no kind of there.
He does cheat the system. Yeah, that's the only way he able.
There's no kind of in that sentence.
He basically he accumulated his wealth illegally till the point where he was too rich to be like arrested,
and at that point quite openly and gleefully exerts his power.
Yes.
Like, I don't give a shit, I'm me, fuck you, and it works.
Yep.
So fine.
Yeah. But yeah, that was just my tangent about why I think he doesn't explore silvers as much, because they're just not as interesting to Pierce outside of that one character.
I can't wait till we get to him, because I have so many thoughts on that character.
He's one of the probably the most characters of any character to say. Like literally, I think there's only a handful of characters there's more to say of than him. But go on, Rangi.
Yeah. Shit. Where was I?
We're on page 100.
100. Yeah. We also get a bit of Dancer's background too here, where because I remember that something specifically in this. There's a lot of Dancer stuff because it feels like Dancer has a very specific way with Darrow that Mateo doesn't. Where Mateo is kind of basically Mateo and Dancer are kind of almost playing good cop bad cop with him.
Yeah, I guess if Mickey and Harmony were playing good cop bad cop earlier, now Dancer and Mateo are once again playing good cop bad cop.
Yeah, because Dancer is definitely good cop here, and you also get some of Dancer's background with where his scars came from. Basically, he fell into a nest of baby pit vipers.
Which is, I like how he ties that story, because when I was first rereading this, I'm like, why is Pierce explaining the pit piper things to us again? Like, one, we already know what they are, and two, that like Dancer knows, Darrow knows what they are, but like he ties it in because Pierce is an idiot. He ties it into the Institute. Like,
I don't think he's an idiot. I think there's another reason for that we haven't seen yet.
Well, I just said it.
No, I have a different thing, and I'll tell you guys, but I don't think we want to do it on stream.
All right, but the thing
I think there's an element of foreshadowing in there.
Are you talking about a book 5 payoff?
Wait.
Never
What's
mind.
the one I'm waiting for? Book 6 or 7?
You're waiting for book 7.
Okay, then it'll be a book 7 payoff, which is why I'm being careful not to say it now.
Well, then you can't even tell me. I'm not done Lightbringer. But my point is,
were you not listening when I said I will have to wait?
Oh, I thought you meant until off stream.
Pushing the button again.
Stay on target.
I always have to wait with you.
Okay, well, before Dake got me completely confused. The reason when I was rereading this yesterday, I was kind of confused why Pierce was bringing it up again. So like soon after he brought it up earlier in the book. I'm like, this is all information we already know, and like Dancer knows Darrow knows this information, so like, why is Pierce reiterating it? And it's because he ties in the baby pit vipers into the Institute students because they don't know how to hold restraint yet, because they're like eager to like prove themselves the same way. How like a
metaphor.
Yeah, it's a metaphor for Darrow's going to a nest of baby pit vipers, which are actually even more dangerous than the adult golds because they have like to prove themselves, and like they're not going to hold back. They have no self-control. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to point out there.
They don't know how to regulate their venom.
Yes,
was the line.
And that's absolutely true, because there's going to be a lot of diplomatically silly decisions that get made by even characters who should know better. Yeah. There's one in particular that happens at the end of the book that in hindsight is like, damn, that's like very short-sighted of that character.
Yeah, right. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess, do we move on to Andromedus now?
Well, Rangi still can wrap up what he wants to say with this chapter.
Okay.
There's still
sorry, Rangi. Anything?
There's still 3 pages left.
So far, I was gonna say, for the most part, I think this chapter is kind of just going over the social roles and the social expectations of golds, and it's going through those 2 characters, Dancer and Mateo. But I think it's also really important for kind of setting up Dancer's influence, because I got the impression Dancer already knew kind of the rift between him and a certain other character existed, and he wanted to make sure Darrow was his
doesn't end
creature
up
and
the
not
same
theirs.
way.
I agree. I think there's definitely some inner politics
there's
being played here.
correcting the mistakes in a way, but yeah.
Definitely some inner politics.
I wonder
Darrow's
what character that is.
Yeah.
Surely they won't have an influence on the plot, though.
No,
in the future.
This is totally an important character. Not all prominent now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now, Iron, it's to you.
Yeah, just another couple lines that I thought were funny is we had a dance tide or before Laurel tide when they announced the winner, always Squab and Gamma. Here's the Gamma, and then they drink to that. That's a fun line.
Funny little line.
And then the other one is last time I drank, Uncle Nero drugged me. So that was a fun line
that's
too.
True.
And then this is an important thing that kind of Rangi was alluding to earlier, like how Dancer is trying to like correct the teachings of Harmony because he doesn't want Darrow to end up like Harmony. He's like, you're used to me because you're more than a weapon. Your wife died. She didn't give you a vendetta. She gave you her dream. You're its keeper, its maker. So don't be spitting anger and hate. You're not fighting against them, no matter what Harmony says. Like he explicitly points out he doesn't agree with Harmony. You're fighting for Io's dream, for your family that's still alive, your people. And then this is another little funny line where Darrow continues to think Dancer is Ares. Is that Ares' opinion? I mean, is it yours? He's like, I'm not Ares. I told you this. I will continue to tell you this. And Darrow's like, I don't believe him. And then
I also didn't believe him, to be fair.
Yeah, you can see the logic.
Yeah, I mean, he's the most senior member of Ares he's met. Like all his men defer to him. He's well respected, well liked. Like it's not a terrible.
He also has vision and strategy. Mm-hmm. Like you could believe this guy is a commander.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's still very high up. It's just he's the person above him has a bit more of a long game view, so to speak. Dancer has his shortcomings when it comes to politicking. I'll leave it at that. And then
I thought you were gonna make a different joke there, but I like it.
I think I kind of know. I think I know what joke you want me to make there, but then I don't want to say it in case I'm wrong because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah,
anyway.
we're not. Look, Dake, we're not allowed to say the N-word here.
Oh my god! Mods ban him.
Allowed is a
this
very
rank
strong word.
But and then one other
encourage not to, perhaps.
There we go. Dancer says, look into yourself, Darrow, and you'll realize that you're a good man who'll have to do bad things. And then Darrow like grips his knuckles, and here's the white knuckling.
Yeah, it's really good.
So this is we were talking about this Falcon the other day, how like he does the clenched jaws. The other thing he does is the white knuckling.
Well, the white knuckles is a big repeating element.
This is also one of the chapters. Actually, this is probably the last thing I have to talk about here.
Mm-hmm.
Another major thing is the fact that Daryl kind of hates himself as he's becoming more and more of a cult.
Oh yeah,
and this is kind of one of those chapters where it kind of gets addressed a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad is just like, no, look, you can't hate yourself for being this way because it's going to reveal.
You have to do it.
Yeah. And it's just like he's like you think beyond yourself, kind of like he's like you're thinking too small, you're thinking too low, like think higher, think wider.
Like you have to do bad things for the ultimate good, sort of.
Yeah, it's the road to hell is paved with good intentions, kind of. It's like it's the more optimistic take on that.
It's almost the reverse of that. It's basically the road to heaven is paved with bad
in blood.
Yeah, so you're right. It is the inverse of that. So it's the road to heaven's paved in blood. Which I like that. We should quote that. We should put that on a shirt. I don't think that's really a thing yet. All right, we're gonna.
I haven't heard it before.
Somebody write that down.
Yeah, that's. I know. It's because we have the highway to hell.
I'll have to put that in my book. Actually, I'll have to make that a line.
There you go.
Book.
Well, because the other one's the highway to hell is paved with good intentions, whereas we should do staircase to heaven is paved with blood. Another song reference. The staircase to heaven. Stairway to heaven is paved with blood.
I think we might get sued for that one.
They don't own that phrase.
But they are particularly litigious.
Sure, but I don't.
No, they're not Metallica. It's okay.
I don't think you could win that lawsuit. It's like they don't own those three words together. Like Stairway to Heaven was a thing before that song.
It was.
Anyway,
I mean,
South Park does an episode about it.
There's an escalator to heaven in Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, and South Park does a whole Stairway to Heaven episode. But and then the last line of that is, see, that's what I don't get. If I'm a good man, then why do I want to do bad things? Not have to, want to. Because he still has that harmony poison in him. Gotta get it out.
I don't think that's entirely harmony.
No, that was a joke, right, Dake?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
they make a pill for the harmony poison.
No. Harmony is what he could become. I don't think Harmony actually really ever has much of an impact. I think the funny
thing, Rangi, is you could be talking about multiple pills here.
Darrow. Like
that was the joke, yes.
She's more of what could have happened if she was the character that Darrow ended up listening to. Because like he's primed to listen to her, but he ends up not, because he has teachers like Nero and Mickey and Dancer and Mateo who all kind of guide him to a better path.
Yep.
But yeah,
don't be a genocidal cunt.
Yes, that's the moral of the story, folks. And chapter 14, Andromedus. This is Darrow is finally becoming his fake gold name, and like honestly, I think that's a really fun name, Andromedus. I think that's a good name.
Yeah, I've always liked when it comes up, and I like how. When I was alluding to this back when we read the beginning stuff, is the Andromeda Galaxy is like the galaxy they end up seeing, where it's like that's like a kind of a foreshadowing of Darrow's future identity.
Well, if you want to get like English class level of like reading into things, you can be like, well, he's actually getting a glimpse into his own future, because he's going to leave Mars and go into the Andromeda Galaxy as Andromedus, and like he becomes the thing that Io wants to do, which is like inherit the land and the stars, and like obviously it's a bit
very English teacher,
because I was just saying like there's some elements to be gleaned from that, sure, but like I feel like a lot of English classes
I would say it was deliberately that galaxy was chosen.
Oh, for sure.
Because of this.
I was just saying I think English class, they take like what is supposed to be an obvious thing and they like expand it into something more than it is. Like they're like, the color of this pencil, and it's like yeah, I mean I see where you're going with it, but like I don't think the author thought that deep about it, lady. It's it's like I think there's a lot of that in English class. But I guess that's kind of what we're doing now, to be fair, so I can't shit on them too much.
Also, Andromeda in this case, it means like ruler of men. So it's kind of like
that's good.
Also kind of like a different bit of
because Darrow is now going from being a slave to a ruler.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Mateo cannot teach me to dance because Uncle Nero the Chad already taught him to dance better than Mateo can ever do. So it's like, get wrecked, bozo. It's like your pink elegance is no match for the movements of a drunken red.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously it's because the Reds, like, dancing is one of their specialties. It's mining, dancing, and singing and drinking. Those are like their main stuff. Yeah,
Irish joke.
Yeah. Very, very Irish coded. But yeah, so this is this is where Mateo, but before I dive into that, the dance he's best at is the polmide, because it's like basically the same as the reaping dance, which is, do you think that's why they banned it, because it like is essentially the same dance as the Golden War dance? And you think it's actually that the Reds used their own dance against them in the far?
I do think it's because of what it represents ideologically.
Yes, I agree. But I think there is an element of that. The Reds
but
probably did.
They do parallel, because it's like, this is their war dance where they're fighting, and then the Red dance also simulates fighting. We don't want the Reds to fight.
Exactly.
The song can't exist.
Yeah, the song and dance. Because
this song definitely cannot exist within the Reds' territory.
Well, the reason I think
within the Red.
Well, the thing that I was going to go with it is the song gives them the will to act, and the dance gives them the means. Like, that's kind of how I looked at it, and they don't want them having either. Because like this,
I kind of agree with that, actually. Yeah, that's more or less how I saw it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it teaches them how to fight on their level, and obviously any given red is not going to matter much. But a billion reds, like, that's like death by a billion paper cuts right there. You don't want that.
That's a problem.
Yeah. Well, maybe one red in particular might be a particularly big thorn in their side. But for the most part, they're dangerous as a collective.
I can think of a second one.
Well, there's multiple, but one more than others. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so this is what gets Mateo genuinely scared of Darrow, whereas he was never scared of him before, like Mickey was. Now he is kind of feeling that fear, because Darrow starting to realize that Mateo never saw him carved. He never saw him as a red. He was taking Dancer on his word. And like, there is a bit of a rift between Dancer and Mateo. And this gets explained a lot more in later books, because there kind of is two factions within the Sons of Ares, and they're on opposite factions. So like, there is a large degree of untrust between Mateo and Dancer. But yeah, and you'll learn more about what each faction entails and why and how in a future book, which I don't even think Rangi's at yet. No, because Rangi, you haven't finished Golden Sun yet, right? Is he here?
What he's trying to tell you, chat, is once again everyone is behind me in books.
Well, yes, but that's because you can read like fucking Mercury. Like, it's not fair. Dake, I've never met anyone who can come close as fast to reading as you do. So don't me.
I have met two people, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so yeah, so then
time all your Rangi.
I guess we can just kind of fuck around with the chapter. I mean, we only have.
I think I might give my opinion on the overall stuff now, I guess, because I'm probably gonna leave like after we're done doing.
Yeah, all right, that's fair. Okay, Falcon, give your overall.
Just because it's getting late where I am, and
yeah, well, I'm in the same time zone as you, but yeah.
So well, I'm just saying, like, my family wants to go to bed early,
that's
and
fair.
I don't want to be too loud. So overall, I think I would kind of typically, as is typical for at least for me, is that rereading a lot of the earlier stuff, I've got a better appreciation for it, of like all the little bits that are here and there. Continually pretty good world building that doesn't feel like you're getting lectured the whole time. Lots of unique stuff with that, and Oh wait, Rangi was right actually about the girl getting introduced. I forgot she was introduced here.
Yeah, I said it.
So
She's introduced in the last page of this chapter.
Oh, you must have cut out when that happened,
Okay.
or for me, like I must have not caught that. But and yeah, I just continually like we kind of get a lot about all the characters here. That aside from Harmony, we get a bit of her, but not as much. But like Dancer, Mickey, Darrow, they're all expanded upon just through their talks with each other, and it's all very interesting stuff that I really like. And we kind of learn Darrow has to start learning with like what is power to him, how is he going to use it, and stuff like that. And I think it's very good setup with an eventual payoff, which is cool.
Yeah, I will say
it's kind of my overall thoughts.
I agree with virtually everything you said. The one thing I would say I kind of maybe not these particular chapters, because I think he does a pretty good pace in these chapters, but I think because you said the world building's pretty good, which I agree. I kind of wish we got more of it in this book. He does a better job of that later. Yeah. And this is what I was talking about with the prose. Like he kind of skips on a lot of stuff he could do, just like because like he doesn't do a lot of environmental storytelling.
And very first booky kind of things. And in general, Pierce is he's a lot more utilitarian than some other authors.
Oh, for sure. And I wouldn't completely change that. I mean, like his style is his style and it works for him.
I mean, I kind of personally prefer more cut and dry styling than more purpley stuff, but like I said, there's time and place.
Yeah, for sure. I just think flowery language has its place, and I think the best thing about flowery language is it kind of slows down the story a little bit. When you like, you just
it's very good for pausing.
It's good for pacing because this book.
I think it depends entirely upon genre and the character delivering that thought.
Yeah, that too.
100%. It's just that.
Like, let's say if you wrote from a POV of Nero as an example, like he would be very like cut and dry with everything. Like he would very as is. Like he doesn't stop and smell the roses, Nero.
However, I agree with that. However, he's also very observant. So like it would still be a lot of processing of information. It would just
there would be a lot happening. I'm just saying like he would be very analytical as a character versus like I mean similarly enough to Darrow, because Darrow is kind of in a way becoming Nero, you could say. But I would say he would be even more particular than Darrow.
For sure, but that's not necessarily what I was going with that. Like I was using flowery language. That's just typically how authors tend to describe things. You can go with a more analytical approach and just go for it longer. I think Pierce in this book was very afraid of readers getting bored, so he doesn't linger.
I would say there is
on anything.
Of an insecurity in some of Pierce's earlier works. Yeah,
because part one, because like I said, I'm rereading Game of Thrones right now, and obviously that's another extreme, but like literally like the first several chapters, like there's elements that move the plot along in each chapter, but most of it's just kind of establishing kind of like the general atmosphere of the world and like how the characters view their place in the world.
I think Wheel of Time's beginning is a lot like that too.
I'm sure it is.
And obviously Lord of the Rings for sure.
Lord of the Rings, I'd say, was the opposite. From my understanding of it, is the opposite of the Pierce problem, where he kind of lingers too long on describing things.
Falcon does have a tendency to describe everything in very, very great detail. That is true.
Yeah, so I would say he's like the opposite of Pierce, whereas Pierce, I think, kind of skimps on it too much.
He's efficient. Sometimes
he's overly efficient. I would say Pierce is, which is it's a weird problem to have because not many writers have it.
In the later books of his I've read, I would say he's
gotten better at it.
I think he a good balance, but
Lysander is a good character for expanding on that like type of processing of the world. Like Lysander, he describes the scenery pretty good.
Like this detective.
Yeah,
I didn't like that. I thought Lysander changed the. Not Lysander. I thought his POV in terms of world description really changed the flow of the story for me.
Well, it does.
Not in a positive way.
Oh, I think it was a positive way. I enjoyed that the book would actually slow down when there was a Lysander chapter. I love Darrow, but his chapters, dude, they're always breakneck pace, and like that's great. Just constantly is kind of. It can get tiring. It's like, oh my god, this is like I have my foot in the gas pedal and I can't let up.
I don't know. Well, Maybe I'm just because I'm earlier in Iron Gold. There hasn't been as much at Darrow, but I've been kind of been liking Darrow's stuff. But
well, no, that's why I like it more of multiple PVs, because Darrow's chapters are always fast paced. So when you get back to a Darrow chapter, it's like, oh yeah, good shit's happening. Whereas like,
I guess you know what you're in for.
Yeah, and it's just like you can appreciate it more because it's not every chapter. I think that's kind of what I'm trying to get at, is you don't appreciate it as much. It's like too much of a good thing. Like when the book is constantly at breakneck speed, you're going to kind of like not fully appreciate, like you said, stop and smell the roses. Like I finished this book like super fast, and it's like it's hard to put down, which is great. It's just that like it's kind of like it's the smallest book because there's the least stopping. It just keeps going. You burn through the story really quickly when you do that. Like this book could have easily been another 100 pages, and I don't think it would have been for worse.
Sure. I actually agree with that. I think that there's a lot more I would have wanted. I would have probably wanted more in some of the later chapters too. For Red Rising.
You actually, Pierce, I think, realizes that mistake because he kind of retcons that a bit. Not retcons. He kind of you know what I'm talking about.
Pierce has definitely been he's been playing around a lot with the ending of, or like what happens after Red Rising in between Golden Sun. Like he plays with that era a lot because he doesn't really touch it in the books, in the actual books. He's been getting around to it in other media, which may have some positive effects. But the ones I've heard about, I'm kind of like, I kind of preferred the not even that not knowing. I just thought what was portrayed.
Yeah, it was a weird recontextualization of what Golden Sun does.
Yeah, but it's stuff that technically works. I just think it just doesn't work as well.
I agree. And then, so not only that, but also another thing I was going to point out was in a later book, Pierce kind of realizes like, I could have explored this era more, and he kind of takes a chapter to do so. You know what chapter I'm talking about, right? In book 3.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I think that's kind of like, there's probably some untapped potential in this book, and I'm going to explore it a little bit further.
Yeah. And I mean, you kind of basically has a comic about that part too.
Yeah, as well. But yeah, like I said, I just wish this book would have slowed down a little bit more, but I can see why this book sold so well, because for normies, this is going to be great. Like they lose attention quickly and they get bored easily. So the fact that it doesn't let off the gas pedal, they're not going to put the book down, which is, I think, exactly what he wanted.
Yeah, I would say that I bet Del Rey might have had a hand in that in some ways.
Oh, probably.
Got to make it accessible.
Yeah.
And like I said, when you're a first author, you kind of have to bite that a lot of the time, unless you get lucky with the publishing company that is like, we will take a risk on you. But that's very rare these days.
Oh, for sure.
So
I think he also got in at the right time, because regardless of whether Dake is right that this is not a YA novel, we already had that argument. The publisher certainly saw it that way, and this was the height of that era, so that definitely helped him get his foot in the door.
I don't necessarily. It was 2014.
Stupid people can say stupid things. That doesn't make them right.
2014.
I would just say
is when the Hunger Games came out, right?
No, that was like way earlier. That was kind of like, I think.
Sorry, not the Hunger Games. The Hunger Games movie, not the book, the movie.
Yeah, that would be.
Which is why I said it was the height of the genre, because like it's like the genre is super popular.
I don't know. I wouldn't say the movies existing were the height of the genre, because
the book sales went up by a lot because of the movies.
Maybe they did. I don't know. I just felt like as a kid.
I felt as a kid. The Hunger Games movies made the book sales go exponentially up.
Objectively, I'm just saying, like, in my personal experience, I just felt when the books were ending, like that era, that year was kind of the hype with a lot of that stuff. With how people talk about it. But anyways, we need to.
Stay on target.
Yeah.
We're too close.
Okay. Back to Andromedus.
Yeah. So there's 3 pages.
Rangi, you are back, right? So you don't have to kill time anymore.
I think I'm back.
Okay, cool.
All right,
I'm glad you are, because like I can't talk for much longer.
Yeah, we got 3 pages left. Then Mateo's getting angry because he's starting to question if Darrow's who he says he is, and Darrow kind of finds this amusing, but also understandable.
Well, this also kind of lays out, I think, some of the groundwork for future things, because this is when Darrow realizes that the Sons of Ares aren't really as unified as he thought they were.
Yeah, we had that conversation, but I think you stepped away.
Yeah.
But yes, you're right. They aren't as unified, and you'll find out later. That's kind of on purpose, but or not kind of. It is, but that is a very logical thing to do, because if you don't want to tie two boats together. Anyway, so Mateo kind of reiterates, like, I ask you again, are you a dancer? Who says you are? And then Darrow goes, I am Darrow, son of Dale, land of Helldiver. This is the first time we get Dale's name as well. I am Darrow, son of Dale, land was Helldiver, Lycos. I have never been anyone else, Mateo. And I like how he does the I am this person, son of this person. It's like a lot of like low-born characters do that because they don't have surnames, which obviously Darrow doesn't technically even have a name. He's technically a number, but I guess that's a bit of a spoiler. But
well, no low red does.
Yes, I mean they're all technically numbers. They give themselves names, but they're just numbers on a spreadsheet, which is really sad to think about. But yeah,
is it really sad to think about?
Yeah, that's depressing. The thing, like,
what's your social security number?
Very funny. But here's the thing. I also have a birth certificate which has a legal name attached to me. Darrow doesn't have a birth certificate,
which is legally attached to your social security number.
Yeah, but if you want to play that game, birth certificates predate social security number by a long time, like over 100 years.
They do by a century at least. Yeah. Funny how the other one still gets attached to it and is also attached to your tax bracket and income. But never mind, I'm sure it's a coincidence.
Yeah, it is a coincidence, obviously.
We get it. Let's talk more about Andromedas.
We have 2 pages left.
Please, I need to go to bed. Well, not really go to bed, but I need to sign off.
So then he kind of goes into how the different.
How is it the Americans are making the noises I make when I need to go to bed? I'm still awake.
Yeah, you can't play that card.
I'm still awake.
Rangi, you're in the earliest time zone. Fuck off.
I've been preparing my sleep schedule a bit, so I don't have as much in it as I used to.
I stayed up all night because I'm retarded.
Yippee.
So yeah, then Darrow does some research on how the different colors fight. And then he watches Gold like fucking obliterate Obsidians in Gray in Warfare, and it kind of scares the shit out of him. He's like, "This is what I'm going up against." And then, so then he goes to bed. He kisses his Hemathesis Blossom, and then he clutches his red headband and his wedding band. They're like those little reminders of the home that kind of keep him a bit on the level. Like he's very unnerved, and they kind of ease his fears slightly. And then he Dancer comes in while he's eating breakfast, and he's like, "Yo, I'll be happy to know our hackers have spent 2 weeks hacking into the Board of Quality Control to change your name from Cassius Andromedas to Darrow Andromedas." And all Darrow says is good. And Dancer's like, "That's all you have to say? Do you even..." Nope. He just kind of just like, never mind. Like, you can see how
it's like, this like mild indignation you had caused this like a week of work.
2 weeks of like extraordinary amounts of manpower, money, and time. It's like the amount they could have used that on all kinds of other things, but Darrow threw a hissy fit, and he's like one of their main plans to unravel Gold. So they're like, fine. And then he's like, then he chuckles to himself, the anger already fading. He's like, Darrow, it's such a off-color name. He's like, there will be raised eyebrows, and that's for sure. And for many reasons, Darrow sticks out like a sore thumb.
That was the most Darrow did to raise eyebrows. I think he would have been way happy.
Just fine.
Yeah, but it's just there's just so much. It's his mannerisms, his name, his the way he kind of conducts himself and views the world. It's all just very strange, and like no one can quite figure him out, because as Mustang will put it eventually, he's a puzzle that's missing pieces, and she's correct. No one has those missing pieces yet, though. But yeah, speaking of Mustang, so Mateo and Darrow go out to like this little like kind of horse farm, and Mateo's going to teach Darrow how to ride horses, because it's integral to any like R-rate worth his shit knows how to ride a horse, and then he wants to ride a big black horse, and he's like, nope, that thing's too much for you.
There's a joke.
I know there's a joke.
I'm down.
Rangi's the gay one, by the way. Just wanted to point that
I was gonna say there's a joke I can make.
I'm not sure we needed to tell chat that. I think
Rangi said it so many times. It's fine.
I was gonna say the amount of times I've said it, but I was like, no, you can't say that, Iron, and then not expect the joke there.
I was doing it to see if anyone would bite, but good job, Rangi, for having self-control like a gold. Up. Anyway, yes, so he gives Daryl a little pony instead. He's like, here, you get the little one. And then that's still too much for Darrow, and it bucks him off. And then a golden girl rides past him and it's like, stick to the city, pixie. And then she just kind of cackles as she rides off, and then her hair spills out behind her, more golden than the setting sun. And this is our first introduction to a character known as Mustang, and she may or may not be important. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's...
And she's not riding a Mustang in this moment, but maybe later.
She's riding a horse. Is it not a Mustang?
It's a stallion. Mustangs are technically different than that.
You would know your horse facts.
Why would I?
No, they are. No, he's right. They are different.
Yes, I'm just making a fact that he knows enough about horses to be able to tell me the difference.
Oh, I thought you were
making...
I don't
know. I just slightly paid attention in school. That's literally the only reason.
Did you have horse farm class? Did you have equestrian class in your school?
I don't know. Biology.
Horse biology.
Yes.
I mean, that would matter to...
Is your name Beth?
I don't know. No.
Nobody?
I don't get
Rick and Morty?
Also, stay on target.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Well, I mean, we're done.
Yeah, true, stay on target.
We're done. That's it.
Yeah, those are all the chapters.
Yeah, we're going to do our wrap-ups now. Falcon already did his, so Falcon, you can get off now.
I will preemptively go now. It was fun talking.
Fun having you.
And yeah, I always enjoyed these streams a lot. And I'll definitely be on for the next one in a couple weeks. So that'll be fun. Goodbye.
Well, we always enjoy talking to you, Falcon.
Yeah, thanks.
See you later, bud.
Dake, you want to do yours now?
Yeah. I had a lot of fun. I always enjoy talking about this with you guys. It's always nice to be on Iron's channel and stream. And hi, chat. Didn't have a whole lot of time to interact with you guys because we kept getting onto tangents tonight, but it is what it is.
It's the name of the game.
Yeah, man. Look, what can you do?
We didn't get it on stream, but we started with a half-hour conversation about dragons.
Yeah, Dake, I have a question. What do the two words atomic theory mean to you?
How can I put this? It means go fuck yourself.
I'll be learning it specifically because fuck these Ethiopians.
They're playing Civ 5 while we talk, by the way. A little inside knowledge to chat.
The Dake and I have been big into Civ 5.
It's true.
Sounds fun, and I will eventually poach you guys to CK3 because I already paid for that game.
Yes, but you have to remember, you're at a weak point here because we can poach you to Civ 5 more easily.
Well, I already poached Rangi.
There's like 6 of us that play Civ, and it's cheap.
No, I already own Civ 5. I already own CK3 though.
Oh, that's fair.
You're not helping, Rangi.
Also, there's a few other people on the server who play CK3.
I'm saying he can't as easily poach me over to he didn't poach me over. I already owned the game.
Also, Dake, there's at least 4 people I'm aware of that have that game in that server.
All right, well, I'll get that.
I know.
I already said yes.
Sano and Gizo have it.
Yeah.
But anyway, you got any other wrapping up thoughts?
Nothing that wouldn't spoil stuff for the next one, I think.
I think we're gonna try and finish part 2 next time.
Yeah, this is kind of one of those chapters where it's like there's a lot of setup.
Yeah.
Well, we're in the middle of the setup.
We could accidentally step on.
Yeah, little landmines. But yeah, I mean, this was kind of a fun stream to do because it was like the least we could really take our time going through these 3 chapters because it was just 20 pages, and like even with the tangents, like I don't feel as exhausted as I normally do when we do these because it's much easier to get through 2 hours of a stream than 3.
Oh, is Ark still in the game, by the way?
As far as I know.
All right, Rangi,
Right.
do
Well,
your little wrap
Oh
up
yes,
stream.
I
sorry.
agree.
Oh,
It
yes,
is,
okay.
It is much easier to do 2 hours than 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll plug my channel. Yeah, I'm Rangi Newing. I mostly do gameplay stuff. Sometimes I do anime review stuff, but that's been less often. Maybe I'll get back to that eventually. But for now, it's all games all the time, baby. I'm currently doing Final Fantasy 2 specifically right now. But I'm trying to get through all of them this year.
He is, I can confirm.
And Dake oftentimes appears on my channel. So if you like the Drunken Irishman, you'll like him. Or you'll like it.
I realized, yeah, that's a big if, but you know, it's fine.
Also, we've been doing kind of chill out, like sort of Civ streams, and I'm kind of planning to start like lining up kind of topics to talk about for those. And outside of that, I do a podcast with this retarded monkey over here.
Yes, that is true.
Which is going to be Monday, coming Monday.
Mm-hmm. It's Rangi's pick for a film, and then
yes, Gran Torino, which I think is, I think I've said it before on stream. The greatest anti-racist film of all time.
I still don't know what you mean by that. I guess I'll see.
I know exactly what he means by that, and it's kind of hard to argue with.
Well, I've never seen the film, so it's gonna be my first time watching.
But it is Iron Papa's favorite film,
or
apparently.
it's like top 5 for him. Because I know The Godfather. What's it called? Unforgiven, I think, is his favorite.
Unfair.
Okay, so your dad is yeah. Okay, I see where his taste goes.
Yeah, Unforgiven, Godfather.
Gran Torino. I do not disapprove. It is good taste.
What else? He likes the Man with No Name trilogy a lot. Those are some of his favorite films as well. Dirty Harry.
I take
Clint.
It's excellent taste.
Clint Eastwood.
So basically, your dad is a big Clint Eastwood fan.
Yeah, that's his favorite actor. So pretty much all his films are some of his favorites. He likes westerns are his favorite genre. So he likes a lot of westerns.
Ask him, just out of curiosity, where he stands on True Grit and the remake.
He likes the remake better than the original.
Oh my goodness.
I disagree with him.
Oh, I disagree with him also. It's great. It is great. Don't get me wrong. But like, damn.
My grandpa likes the original better.
Your dad is going on the list of server parents I have to talk to.
One day. But
that means your dad and your uncle so far, because I feel like me and your uncle are going to get on real well.
Well, you're both alcoholics. There's that.
I am not an alcoholic.
Hey, he's not an alcoholic. He's not a quitter.
Rangi, you're one too.
Anytime I want.
Hey, as long as you're functioning, that's all that matters. But yeah,
I'm technically chat. Am I functioning? Don't answer that.
I was gonna say, do you want the real answer or the polite answer?
Hey, Dake, you've never been as bad as Rangi on stream. Rangi has like blacked out on stream.
You
You
say that, but there have been a couple of moments where it's been like server stream, but not live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rangi knows a couple of the ones I'm thinking of. Like,
yes, I know.
I have had. Yeah, no, it's
as bad as I am, chat. Realize this: you don't see Dake off stream,
and you can only leave that to the imagination. Go crazy, chat. But yeah.
But he's also an Irishman, so you expect that from him.
Ruster. But
it is.
But yeah, I guess I'll because I haven't ate dinner yet, so I'm gonna wrap this up.
You said you phrased bloody damn roster wrong somehow.
Bloody damn roster.
Oh god, no, don't do that. That's offensive. I'm not sure if it's offensive too, but it offends someone.
Oh, Dake, I'm not worried about Irish.
That was Australian. What are you doing?
Hey, Australian, Irish.
No, I thought that was no. Obviously that was French. What do you mean?
Just a wee bit Irish. I get my arse beaten down by Dake because he doesn't like it.
Oh god, that's Hollywood Irish. That's the most offensive of all.
But yes, I'm American Irish, which is very different than Dake's actual Irish.
Yes. For instance, I'm actually Irish.
Yes. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. This was a nice bite size stream. Next time will be in 2 weeks. We're gonna try and finish this. I don't know if that's feasible. We might bite off more than we can chew, but we'll see. We might. We'll play it by ear. We'll figure it out 2 weeks from now. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. It was always fun having these guys on. Jam couldn't make it because he's a loser. Just kidding. He was busy. But he'll make it on next time, hopefully.
You are not mutually exclusive.
That is
he
fair.
He can be busy.
Hey, he could be a busy loser. But yeah, these 3 chapters. While I think they're some of the less interesting chapters of the book, there's still a lot to say. And Mateo, this is Mateo at his most prominent, and he's one of the most fun side characters in the book. So I don't think he's quite as interesting as Mickey, but he's definitely similar in that sense where his despite the little page time he gets, he makes a big impression. So it was very fun meeting Mateo and Mickey. I mean, I guess we met Mickey last time, but you know what I mean. But yeah, that's about all I got to say about that. I'll share collab links with Dake and Rangi soon, so you'll be able to directly sub to their channels from this stream. I would recommend you do so. I'm running out. Man, I just got hit by a wall. I'm just running like at mid-sentence. I'm running out of steam.
Of the 3 of us, I'm probably the big streaming person of the group.
What do you mean? I'm great at streaming.
Try to at least do a stream every week. But, I've been trying to do more, but I've been busy this last month with work. But
and Dake's got a big old pipeline video coming at some point in the future.
Oh God, don't remind me.
Oh yeah, how is that going, by the way?
It is sapping the very will from my body and soul.
Sounds about right.
but that just you have to recalibrate. You have to remember that's why it's important.
Honestly, I'd say at this point there's not even a daily count, but if there was, I'm probably doing maybe half an hour a day because it's actually killing my body and my soul trying to switch between the old Fallout fan thing and the comparisons that I need from the show, because narrowing down the script and pulling down the clips is just, I have to rewatch a lot of that show, you know.
Hey Dave, if it makes you feel any better,
it's not good news for you. It is good news for me because I've been in a bit of a rut because right now I'm still at war with Ethiopia.
I believe in you, Rangi. You can do it.
I can do it. No, it's annoying because they've got like I think they had a particularly good ground unit.
But Dave,
you were choosing to say this.
It makes
the Red Rising stream.
Yeah, we can have this conversation later. If it makes you feel any better, Dake, you're still making more progress on your video than George is on the Wins the Winner. And on that note, folks, we'll end it how we began.
Some progress.
Yes, any progress. But we started. We weren't recording it, but we started this stream talking about dragons with George R. R. Martin. So we'll end it with George R. R. Martin.
The N-word.
Oh my God. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Rise your red, folks.